and it does stuff. Which sounds nothing like the show, but it does stuff.
Oh, Mark's with us now.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
He's shaking his head. I don't know what he's shaking his head. Oh, he's gone again.
It's quite plasticky, but it's pretty good.
He's playing at silly buggers, isn't he?
I think it's I think basically this is supposed to be the sort of the post Zindi messed up enterprise. That's what the aim is with it.
Okay. Right, well, do you want to show stuff off while I finish building this Lego set?
I can do it. It'll be a bit deja vu for people who saw stuff earlier, but I can show off now. Actually, now that there are more people here, someone can tell me if this is a normal Playmates card or not. Because when I looked at this, I rather assumed it was some sort of French version of it, but actually, on closer inspection, it may just be the standard European trilingually sort of approach to life.
Looks normal to me.
Looks normal. Okay, cool. I didn't realize it was Bandai though. I must admit, there's a very subtle Bandai sticker in the corner there.
Bandai Playmates.
Bandai Playmates. So was Playmates a subsidiary of Bandai then?
It's like the license. I think they had the license.
Yeah.
So what, Bandai had the license?
Like with Palatoy and Kenner, a bit like that, I think.
Right. Okay. Interesting. I've never noticed the French being so obvious on the front of the packet before now. But then I've not had a carded one before, so I got him, Riker, and Data from an auction, real world auction lot. So that was quite nice.
Yeah, well, I was noticing some strange things this morning. Well, not this morning, but this afternoon when I was adding things to the website. I was adding. I like to be in that corner. I don't know why. I do. I was adding Simpsons figures to the website, and they're the Playmates ones. But also inscribed on there was a Vivid Imaginations.
Oh yes.
Which of course they did the Captain Scarlet figures.
Yes, absolutely. Anthony Birds and yeah.
And then I added another one, which is a more recent one, the 25th anniversary Simpsons figure, and they're by character.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what character had ever had the Simpsons line, but obviously not.
It's funny because when I was doing that, when I was doing that auction, I also got this little thing. And I got a box of random stuff, as you do, but it'll be a very small one. Thinking this was an Ertl one, but it's not. It's a Galoob.
Galoob, yeah. I've got that.
And it looked. I thought it was like a pencil sharpener, but I realised this was actually what it was supposed to look like. What is this?
Pencil sharpener. Pencil sharpener, yeah.
It is but it's called something flashy. I mean, it's actually a pencil sharpener, is it?
I was going to say something that I'm not going to do.
It's quite a good little van, though.
A pity fool. Yeah, I'm going to finish this. Yeah.
I've
all been up to them. I know what Mark's been up to. So what have you been up to, Andy?
I've got some frames.
I did a video on this, of course, as well. My Night Rider.
Oh.
That was my
There was
Night
one that was
Rider.
at Bolton not too long ago.
Did you? Oh yeah. I'm gonna see if a certain Spectrum individual might assist me with mending it a bit. Because I know he's quite good with his broken motor vehicles, but it's got quite a nice box out to it as well.
Yeah.
So it's I was quite happy with that. It was a very random.
Is it odd that the silver box and the red logo remind me more of the Return of the Jedi model kits by AMC?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Strange, isn't it?
Mm.
Viper, hello there.
Here we are. It's all feeling much more normal now. It feels a bit more
normal, doesn't it? Yeah.
No.
Ben says the little pencil sharpener reminds him of the key cars back in his day. Thanks for your NEC video, Mark. It was brilliant to watch.
Oh, thank you.
I need to go back and watch it again. Actually.
It was, wasn't it? It just hit 2K, by the way.
Cool.
Was it now? Fantastic.
Really good.
I know.
I was busy. I was busy making tea. I was trying to do like 3 things at once. I had it on my big TV downstairs and my TV here, and I was all over the place trying to watch it.
I do think by leaving mine till tomorrow night, had we not had the council tonight, I would have had it up tonight. But I feel by leaving mine till tomorrow night, I will lose any traction that it could have possibly gained.
I don't know. I disagree purely on the basis that I think if people have watched similar things, YouTube will recommend it to them on the basis.
Mario's here as well. Thanks, Mario.
Look at that. That's lovely. That's brilliant.
The thing is, I realised I have ordered. I've bought the Belloc mail away figure, the vintage Belloc, and what I'm going to try and do is get a case where I can put that in with the figure and the box.
Yeah, cool.
Pretty cool.
Sounds like a plan.
Very nice.
I didn't plan it.
It's very, very kind of Mario to gift it to you.
It was unbelievable. Yes, and he gave me the Irish version of the Indiana Jones, St. Bernard instead of St. Michael. Very
cool.
Nice. So yeah, just been getting some frames. Just got them from Amazon.
Yeah.
By Eric Markham. Autograph there.
Where would you get a frame from? Because frame shops are just like, wow, expensive, aren't they? Let's face it.
Amazon.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing, but that seems to be a thing in this country, doesn't it? Let's face it.
I needed one for a print that I got from Theo, and I got mine from the Range.
Yes, I was going to suggest Range actually. I mean, obviously the Amazon is an option as well, but the Range is good if you want to see them in real life first, I think.
Well, I wasn't willing to buy one online. I wanted to see it in hand. I wanted
3 of those for £15.
Yeah, I wanted to take it with me and actually put the picture in it to see how it sizes up.
Yeah.
And I ended up having to get a larger frame and a mount and then trim the inside of the mount down to where I needed it to be.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. They don't seem to do what I would consider to be sensible sizes for some reason. I don't know why that is, but yeah.
Well, no, this was A3, and the A3 frames were no good for it.
There's 2 different.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, it's
completely Europe size and an American size.
Oh, right, okay.
For A3, A4, the two different sizes. Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. You would have thought there would be, I don't know, a standard or something.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
You think so? Yeah.
Cy Tyson says, "Hi lads, wow, that's awesome, Mark, with your video nearly at 2,000. Great job."
That's
So
nice one.
Thank you.
If you were on the Jedi Council, who would you be?
Got to be Mace Windu for the purple, hasn't it? Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, they do say that once you go black, you don't go back, so it means you get to keep hold of it.
Makes a nice bit of purple.
It is a nice bit of purple. I'd probably be Yoda. Not because he's wise and everything, but because he's all shriveled up and falls to the side.
You'd be Yaddle.
Yeah.
I'd be Obi-Wan, of course. Hello there.
Obi-Wan. He wasn't on the council, was he? Oh, I suppose he was in.
He was.
Yeah, in Revenge of the Sith. Yeah.
He was in the end. Yeah.
Which just goes to show how many Jedi must have bought it.
Well, thousands lost their lives in the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Anakin was on the council in the end, wasn't he? But he just wasn't.
I'm sorry he's late. We were very late.
Yeah, don't worry, you haven't missed much.
Don't worry about it. We're all late.
You haven't.
Talking of Theo, do you know when and how we can buy that toy he made and was showing off?
Yeah,
very soon.
It looked really cool. The thing is, it's not him that made it. He's designed it, obviously, and it's been made outside of the country. So I think it'll be a case of once they're finally finished, he can put them up for sale, and then the only ones that are going to get brought into the country are the ones that he knows are sold, because it's why pay money to have them shipped into the UK and then shipped again?
Yeah,
if a lot of them are going to be shipped straight out to other countries from Italy. Makes
sense. Blue Sasquatch, no, we're not live, mate. We've got no idea what you're saying. We're not responding to it at all.
We are.
But yeah, I've told him I definitely want one. I think
It was a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why. I know it's not a full hunk of plastic. It's a hollow
it's all vinyl,
but it still felt a lot lighter than I thought.
I get stuff in the post all the time that I think there's nothing in here. It's strange. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I quite know what to expect with blown vinyl. It was pretty much what I was expecting. He did mention, price-wise, he did mention something along the lines of approaching 200, 150 to 200. He thinks that the plain red one might be a little bit more expensive just because it's got more paint application going into it. And I said it's about where I was expecting. I was thinking 200-ish. So yeah. Sean, sorry you had to leave and come back. Don't worry, we'll forgive you for coming back.
As long as you come back.
Yes, I've got. Where did I put mine? Where did I put my t-shirt? I've got it. So I should have worn it tonight. I should have.
Sorry, I've got mine.
Of what?
I need a Cosmic Toys t-shirt. I keep asking.
Well, yeah, I do need to get on that. Someone's looking into it for me. Hey, I like sharks.
I like dolphins.
Yes,
you know, we had lots to drink.
Did we now?
Yeah, and you showed your flask, I showed my flask, and I never used it. It's still full.
So is mine. Mine's still bigger than yours.
It's here, just in case. Break the glass.
Emergency.
I'd be myself as a Jedi, but I would need to think of a name to go by.
Benji Chapwalker.
Isn't
there a way of doing your
There is, yeah.
There must be one of those.
Cool name there.
Yeah.
Quite a cool name that you can play around with, is that?
Bendu. You gotta be a Bendu, hasn't it?
How about Manpuck Benji? I don't know. I agree, it looked awesome. But the Theos figure, yeah. To be honest, 150 would be fair. Yeah. I think he did say 150 to 200, but I think it's likely to be closer to 200. False Doom.
Especially if you've got to ship it to this country as well, because there could be VAT and all sorts on it.
Jedi were slain.
They were.
Oh, loads of Jedi were slain. Yes, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
That was Palpatine's plan, wasn't it?
I mean, bearing in mind how small numbers that they made it. 25 of one, 25 of the other.
Thank you, Mario, for being great. You were the life and soul of the party. You definitely were.
Did you have to wheelbarrow you all back into your rooms at the end?
Unsubscribing.
Well, me and Lobot were stood last one standing like until about 3 o'clock.
I know, 3 o'clock. Good Lord. I was surprised you were still coherent when you got into the fair.
You ought to hear what Lobot was saying about you when he wasn't there.
I don't think Lobot...
Honestly, can't remember much about what we talked about.
What's that song?
I could have said anything.
Yeah, I don't imagine that Lobot would ever have a bad word to say about me.
No. Well,
you on the other hand.
You say that.
I'm still building Lego.
I did record a bit of you and I didn't use it, so I might use it in a video later on.
You recorded a bit of me?
Yeah.
Did you record me?
You said you're welcome to Blue Harvest Toys, didn't you? I'm glad. Welcome to Blue Harvest Toys. And
did I? Okay.
I didn't put it in.
Well, no, because you used Lobot.
Because Lobot was swearing, telling me to.
Oh, was he at that time?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Yeah. You use Lobots anyway, and that's.
Sean's got a Star Wars name for you, Gareth.
What's this? I like trains, Mario. What a mistake. Gareth, I got a Star Wars name for you, the Cosmic Enforcer. Enforcer.
Enforcer, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
You know him too.
I want to get one, Gareth, as well. What do you want to get as well? What are you wanting?
A Theo toy or a T-shirt? One of the two, I would imagine.
Well, he's got a T-shirt. Or do you mean Cosmic Toys t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be it.
So I can get a lot of people like the hoodies that I wear. I wear them in most of the videos because it's so bloody cold at the shop. And a lot of people
ships are cold. It's a fact.
They all wanted me to get them in stock. They cost me 50 quid. What am I supposed to sell them for? So yeah, I need to source.
Do you know how much I got these for? I'm not saying.
Oh, don't they?
I'm not saying. That's a tease,
like
that one.
It does, doesn't it?
Let's just say it's not to my YouTube shop. I don't use my own YouTube shop.
Like that, can I?
Well, no, it's street shirts. These was from Street Shirts, who are very, very good. So
I mean, if they use good quality t-shirts, I think it can be a really good way to get t-shirts. I mean, you know. I mean, I use them. I mean, the ones that I get that are sort of pre-designed, I get from QWERTY.
I used to spend a lot of money with QWERTY back in the day.
Oh yeah. Well, the thing is, it's quite funny because the secret sauce is if you don't go to them for a while, they suddenly start giving you some very good offers for coming to come back.
Vistaprint.
But it's really cheap.
I've used Vistaprint as well.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yes.
There's always ways and means, aren't there?
There will be some usage coming up actually because I'm wanting to get a load of new cards printed. I want to have some stickers done, possibly patches. There's a lot of things on the radar that I want to have done. Awful lot of things.
Shiny.
Yes.
Shiny.
I'd go down the Vistaprint route because you'll probably get a discount there anyway. Mm-hmm. The more you buy, the more discount you get, don't you?
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know if do we know what? Because Forever Retro have a publishing side, don't they? That's the main shop.
Yeah, they do them themselves. That's what Forever Retro originally started out as.
Yeah.
It's still our printing shop. It's a printing shop.
Yeah. I'm just gonna go grab something because Mark might be interested in this as a concept.
Oh, cool. Go for it.
Grab what you want.
Really?
Well, within reason, obviously.
I think I'm nearly done now. I've only got a few pieces.
Right.
This has been a very interesting edition of the Cosmic Council.
Yeah, so we've only just started. I've just got that as well.
All right, okay, yeah, you didn't buy it off me, didn't you?
I'm sorry, but it was £8 on Amazon, so I only want it for the gun. I'm just opening it. I'm going to open it for the gun. I've already got the vintage figure, but I want the gun. So
I'm done.
I'm going down the route of vintage figures I do have. If they do a retro one, I need the accessories. So for that tiny little thing, and Solo Blaster.
We're done.
Oh, that didn't take you long.
Oh, there we go.
Playing with your toys, I don't.
There we are.
You doing it?
And Mark was showing us a figure then, so go on, show us it.
Show me. All right, yeah. So I have him. He's knocking about somewhere. There he is. I do have the original vintage.
Right.
version.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
So I need the gun. So I'm going to open that just for the gun. And give him the gun.
Give him the gun.
Where am I with the chat?
Well, where else am I going to find a Han Solo blaster?
Cosmic handkerchiefs from the discerning viewer. Sometimes gets cool. The toy bag. Oh, you're wanting one of those as well. Fair enough. Yeah, I didn't know that was sort of thing, but yeah, cool. There's a bit for you, Mario, for sure. Oh, that's another pickup that he got from.
That was the first pickup I got. I still owe you 50p for that.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Toys I must buy, I shall do, or do not. Toys shall I buy?
I think
I don't know if that's a question or a statement.
I think that's a Yoda statement. Toys I must buy, I shall do, or do not. Toys shall I buy? Something like that.
The Toy Division guys are doing their last stream tonight after 3 years. Oh, really? Okay. I've never watched them. I don't know who they are.
I started watching them. You were on earlier.
I know what I know. I have
Kieran's over there, so I said hello.
Streams.
Oh, bless them.
To be honest,
They're quite young as well.
Fair enough. Well, does someone want to go over there and tell them about us in their live chat then? If you get bored in future, come over to Cosmic Toys.
Why don't you put them on and we can insert
Well, I've never heard of them.
I have. No, I've just seen them.
They were there. I said hello to Andy.
I'd have been surprised if they weren't actually, because they're more southerly based. I think those guys. They go to Sanford and places, don't they?
Yeah. The more modern collectors. Well, 90s to modern.
Who's your favourite Transformer?
Well, for me personally, we'll probably
that policewoman on the video the other day. Can I say that?
Whatever it is, you just said it. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't the answer he was expecting.
I don't know.
I like the title of the video. It was Optimus Prime.
Yeah. Yep. For me, it'd probably be Soundwave or Megatron.
Soundwave's cool.
Yeah. Although I was extremely tempted with that Jetfire that we saw at Toy Fair.
Oh, in the box.
Yeah.
That was
box,
very nice.
Very, very whiter than white. And
mine's pretty white, but that was good.
Yeah. I've got to be honest. If the box didn't have the damage that it had, if the damage had been a little bit more minor, I would have probably had that. Yeah.
Good investment.
And that's what Mark said to me in the bar on Saturday. What's that? I'm a little bit too behind on this chat, aren't I? Johnny and Fletch, do you guys know if there was ever a vintage collection tap driver or?
Do you want to see me? My main purchase.
I saw your video.
Yes, very nice.
I'm gonna kick the tires and light the fires.
Well, there was definitely legacy ATAT drivers. Legacy collection ATAT drivers, and Saga collection would be the same as well. In fact, I've just listed a Saga collection one on the website.
You finally got her back. Yeah. I smiled when I saw you got her back.
I don't think there was a TVC one. I'll find out for you.
Jetfire. Do you want Optimus Prime? I still haven't done it.
Yeah, no, there isn't one. Sadly. So probably one due.
You want Optimus Prime is the best.
Well done.
Just transform and roll out.
Oh, the slave one. Right, okay.
I've got this from this dodgy shop.
Am I that far behind? Toys you shall sell, shall you not?
No, but have you not seen my Jetfire? He's occurred in like most of my videos of late.
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Yeah, Galactic Figures is awesome. Robot. Brilliant impression, Andy. That's of Yoda.
Or was it my Transformers one?
Sideswipe's a favourite of Dave Nichols. Shockwave for Ben. G1 Optimus Prime.
Shockwave was a weird one because his character in the cartoons is completely different to his character in the comics. If we're talking G1 continuity, anyway.
I always found the voice really sinister in the G1 cartoon.
He was just a bit of a kiss up though in the G1 cartoon.
Yeah. Seen the video, Mark. Cool. I'll check out Saga Collection. Don't own G1 Jetfire. I'm probably sure you don't. But I've got G1 Jetfire instructions. Well done.
Handy.
Roll out, bro, innit? I didn't realise I still got you on big. There we go.
Could I be on big for a moment, please?
Of course you can. Yes.
Please.
There you go.
I picked this up in a minute. I picked this up in a random box of bits, Mark. You might be able to inform me more about it because it has a certain Palitoy label on the bottom.
It's Ricochet Racer.
Ricochet
I've actually got it. So if you want rid of that, I've got the box.
You got the box, all right.
I've got it all. It doesn't work, but I might need they come with red ones and blue ones.
There's a little bit of a click to it, so it might.
Yeah. It shoots out the gun.
Might go. And on the other thing I got was this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
the Airfix version.
Are you going to build it?
Am I going to build something? Probably not, knowing me. But
it's sealed. Don't open it.
Huh?
Don't open it. It's sealed.
No, this one I may just do a video of and then sort of re-auction off, I think. Yeah. But it's nice though. I thought it was.
It is. Yeah, the Airfix version, very nice. I've got which I got that one off you, Gareth, didn't it? The Knight Rider.
Did you?
Model kit, yeah.
Possibly. I can't remember.
I don't know. But it wasn't Airfix.
I've sold a lot.
But this seems to be from properly back in the day. I mean, this seems to be, sort of about when the series was current. This one came out. So.
Yeah, that's why I said don't open it.
Was it a re-release though?
There do seem to be more than one. There's more than one version of this sort of scale of kit, I think. But this has got to be pretty early, I think. Because I thought it would be like an AMT Ertl release for some reason, but as you say, this is Airfix, so
Yeah, they did release one. I don't think what mine is.
Ah, hello, Captain Mutant. That's one of my acquaintances. You're lucky to catch us, sir, because we've been having technical difficulties.
Say hello.
Show me a Lego set. Captain Mutant is a Lego fan, primarily.
There was an AT-AT include. The AT-AT is bought. Did it not include a vintage collection driver? Because it's supposed to have come with one, apparently.
Well, that would seem fair enough, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
10 JVC.
The mutant is many things. He is, in fact.
The 3-pack one looks like the same figure to me, actually. The one that came in the 3-pack.
Oh, Sean's going. Bye, Sean.
See you, Sean.
Got to go. Oh, Peaky's here as well. Hello, Peaky. Well.
Peaky.
Peaky's working his way through some Power Ranger comics at the moment.
It's unfortunate when you get to that point. It's unfortunate when you get to that point in your life where you realise that every Power Rangers episode is identical to every previous Power Rangers episode.
Are they now?
I mean, they kind of are.
It's one of those. It came out when I would have been about 11, and I think I was a little bit beyond it because it just really didn't strike with me at all.
No, my lad got into it at one point, so I went through a phase of sitting watching them with him, and it was like, I see what you're doing here.
Yeah. I just kept looking at it as a kid.
Power Rangers having fun. Monster of the Week. Monster of the Week, Power Rangers fight. Monster of the Week loses. Monster of the Week gets enlarged to monstrous size. Power Rangers getting the Zords, activate a new power the Zords have never had before this episode. Battle Monster, Power Rangers win. Every single episode ever. I thank you.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I think it was the high school stuff that did me in. The ultra comedy slapstickness of it, with the two bullies,
the two idiots. Yes.
Yeah. And it's, yeah. didn't do anything for me at all. I keep meaning to try some of the Super Sentai.
Oh, Sentai.
Yes, not hentai. I keep thinking about trying some of the Super Sentai, just thinking that it seems I do like the Japanese stuff. You know, I like kaiju. I like mech fighting each other. It's like, why not give it a try? And without all that silliness of the high school stuff.
I mean, you should. Have you ever watched any Battle of the Planets?
Only the American ones, the ones that we got. And
Yeah.
I told you, I found them a little bit silly.
A little bit silly.
Yeah. In fact, I think I was discussing it with Lobot and Mark on Saturday night. There was literally one of the episodes that I saw. You can get them on YouTube. And one of the episodes I'm sat watching, you've got these alien invaders that for some reason want to destroy the Earth or the people of the Earth for whatever reason.
You know.
But they're trying to rob one of our banks. I'm not sure what our currency is to them because they couldn't use it anywhere. And it was about G-Force, or the team anyway, whatever they're called in it, trying to stop them from robbing a bank. Oh,
okay. But don't forget, it was heavily dubbed.
I know.
So, you know.
But what is this about? Mutant's saying that he can't see anyone else's comments.
No, Mutant, bless your cotton socks. You're watching on my channel where people do not tend to congregate. So you need to go to his channel to see the majority of the comments. This one's here.
Yeah. The comments will be over on my channel for the most part. There might be some in Mark's.
There doesn't seem to be a way. So you'll see all the comments getting put up on the screen here.
Yeah.
But there's no way to do it on YouTube itself, unfortunately.
Ben liked Power Rangers at the time, which is fair enough. Most did. I think you're just a little bit younger than me, so it probably captured you more than it did me.
And they have catchy tunes. I mean, the tunes are pretty good. You know, Power Rangers, ding, 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 ding. When it does, they are earworms, you know, when you're a kid.
Formula worked, yes, it did. Was just watching Gareth stream saying he wasn't going to be a council. Yeah, no problems, and it looks like StreamYard have managed to iron them out, and that's why we're here. At least you got the explanation as to why it wasn't going to go ahead.
Yep, that worked. Whatever.
You're not wrong, Andy.
First time for everything. Yep, absolutely.
A bit like I would have got away with it if it was not for those pesky kids. Shaggy. Yes, that was very similar as well. That's very similar. Goldar was your favourite villain. Yeah, he's obviously the big gold one with the blacky blue face and the great big wings. See, I know the characters. That's messy. Okay, which is the channel I need to go to? Sorry, guys, but my channel doesn't help. Cosmic Toys.
Cosmic Toy Man.
Yeah, Cosmic. Well, I think you can find it either way.
Yeah.
I know what you mean about messy. It's one of those things. It's a channel. It's my channel that hosts this stream, but I allow the participating council members to share it to their channel.
It allows.
I allow, yeah.
It allows us.
I found and clicked the button that allows you to do it. You know, as standard, it comes unset. Which is why Rum never used to allow people to share on his channel.
Well.
And it wasn't until I mentioned it that he started allowing it.
Well.
Well, says Mark.
Yeah. So, yeah, it is a case of allows. I feel it brings people over that wouldn't normally catch it, and it also allows you to get that little bit extra whatever.
Exposure, if you will.
Yeah, exposure. That's the word I was looking for.
Would you
I don't want any
I'm
more.
always worried about using words like that on my channel, though. It might lead to certain other exposures.
Not again. Not to Saturday.
That wasn't an exposure. You can't expose in an enclosure. So, yeah.
Boom.
Do either of you have anything that you want to show off? Talking about exposures, and then I go and say that.
Yeah. Smooth.
They do.
No.
I think I've.
Boom! He's found us.
If I had hanging around.
He's found us.
Boom.
You know, tonight's all about the things from Kaioken. Well, he was in the shop yesterday, and he bought, you know, the alien muscle figures.
Yeah.
Well, the muscle figures, but they're alien characters. I've already had a couple off him which have been spares. Well, he got a spare one yesterday of a glow-in-the-dark one, which he knows I'm collecting the glow-in-the-dark stuff. Cool. So today he brought it in to give it to me, and it's one of the crew in a spacesuit.
Okay.
Apparently it goes in the light as well. So thank you very much, Kaioken, not just for the Slave One, also for the alien spacesuit glow-in-the-dark. Anyone else showing anything?
I think I've shown everything.
No.
Well, some stuff I haven't unpacked yet, but it hanging around for a while, but I haven't had a chance.
I'm mutant.
Tell you what I could show.
Peaky's still really gutted that he missed the weekend. Not sure he could have stayed up as late as I was. Yeah, no.
How old is he?
No, he's 30.
Still, come on.
He looks younger.
I could get my A-team stuff up for people who didn't see the video earlier on.
If you like, you can do.
Ooh,
that's Cylon.
Marvelous.
His eyes actually move as well. I haven't put any batteries in it yet.
No.
But I
thought it was a Night Rider effect then.
It's pretty cool. I do have the other guy, which is exactly the same. The bodies are exactly the same.
That doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Everything's the same, but it's got one leg. So I'm trying to find a leg. I mean, even if I got,
I would have been up 22 hours at that point.
Even if I got another one of them, I could use his leg. But Oh, he's pretty cool. He is pretty cool though.
Yeah. Who's it meant to be?
Can have his leg blown off, can't he?
Yeah. Who's it meant to be?
That is meant to be a colonial fighter bloke.
Right, so it's not a named character then, it's just some random...
No, because they couldn't get the likenesses. So I think this is a generic sculpt they already had of a doll they already had. Because there is like a little scar at the back of it.
Right, yeah. Timothy Fletcher says loves the Cylon. It's another one that's on his list. Hello, Tim.
Yeah, so it's just a generic Battlestar Galactica.
It looks like Mark himself. Yes. Got a pair of glasses on it.
You can't unsee it now.
Why? Just needs glasses.
I've got two legs. Just about.
You just don't know how to use them. I tell a lie. He does know how to use them. He knows how to run when it's his round.
Ooh.
I didn't have one. That was
no, everyone else had two.
I didn't get a bloody chance to do one. And we kept bringing these glasses.
Tell me about it.
Do you want to supersize me?
Beg your pardon?
Well, quite.
Squeeze me. I don't know if that. Oh, yeah. That's super.
You know what happens when one of your team won't get on a plane?
No, that's not working. It's got a little, like a radio.
Cool.
It's on the side. Weird.
They did have quite big chunky backpacks actually as well. That's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
You have a little sword in theory as well, I would have thought.
Oh, look, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
You can see it.
And on his chest as well, I think.
On his... Yeah. There we go. It's working.
Cool.
There we go.
I like that. It'd look better with his armour.
Yeah.
Couldn't you wrap some tin foil around it or something?
Did you see the boxed versions of the Toy Fair?
I didn't actually know.
Yeah, both of them boxed.
Wow.
It's surprising how many things you miss when you're filming and whatnot.
It's so easy though, isn't it, to miss stuff though? I mean, it's just mind-boggling how much your brain's trying to take in.
I don't know about you, Gareth, but every 5 minutes I was getting stopped.
Yeah. It weren't quite as bad for me because I'm still working my way up. But yeah, there were quite a lot of people that stopped me.
I'd left a message because Theo was on about it on his video, and I said,
yes.
I said, look, you're a lot more popular than I am. I can imagine what you, because it was like for me every 5 minutes. Oh, can I have a photograph with you? You know, I love your channel, which was brilliant. Tell you what, it made my year. Did that, but like going up to a stall. And like people knowing me, I'm thinking, oh, I message you. And I'm like, the bloody hell are you?
Yes, yeah.
The thing is, they see your face, but you don't see them. It's hard,
isn't it?
Yeah, there were 3 people that I can think of off the top of my head that had said that they were pleased to meet me, and we'd been messaging, and I'm like, I have no idea who you are.
Yeah, I know.
There were other people as well that just wanted to say hello.
Yeah,
this is something I was talking to Theo about earlier, and I don't know if either of you have watched my NEC video yet.
I'm waiting till tomorrow.
Right. Well, I explain why the video is like it is, and it's because my finger had got an infection in it, and it had all swollen up, and I was in absolute agony. And I couldn't when I film with this, I film holding it like that, and because that way I've got easy access to the pause button and stop button and everything.
Right.
And I was in absolute agony just holding the camera, and I couldn't do it, and nothing I tried seemed to work. So I just put it away, and I thought, sorry, I'll just have a fun time. But then everyone's coming up wanting to shake hands, and as soon as they grasp your hand.
Oh, bless you.
And Theo himself, even he did it. He shook my hand, and I was like, oh, you know, and I'm having to put on this smile. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong here. But yeah, it was definitely a fun day.
I'm surprised you weren't on the video. I thought because you've been in loads of his videos. I thought
I don't think he mentions it in his video, but one of his cameras didn't charge up overnight.
Right.
And I didn't see him till they were just about to open the doors to the public, so he'd already done most of his filming. And
he likes.
I was running to get the Sky Strike at that time.
I think he tends to go, doesn't he? He tends to go, I think, when the public come in. So
that's right, yeah. So I think one of his, I can't remember which way around it is, whether it was Bentley's camera or his, but one was near enough dead, so he weren't using it. And at the time, Bentley's was busy.
Well, I think he was using his Pocket.
DJI Pocket. And I didn't hang around either because I knew that it was busy. We had a quick chat. He took the photo, and I left him to it because I knew that he had a lot left to do, and I wanted to get on as well. So
yeah, I mean, I didn't do a lot of filming, and I was like, I didn't see everything. You can't do both, and it's like
exactly. Yeah.
I'm gutted that I didn't film a lot, and I'm gutted that I didn't see everything. Because I tell you what, is it Time Travel Toys or something like that? They had a boxed Indiana Jones vintage truck, and I saw it, and I messaged them.
Time Travel Toys, they're the ones that do all the knockoff Lego minifigures and mystery boxes.
No,
so I don't think it'll be Time Travel Toys. It'll be something else.
Yeah, it's something like that. They're on Facebook, and I saw in the picture it's on the shelf there, and I went, "No, bloody hell, I'd have had that if I'd have seen that." And it says, "Oh, it went for £80." It says the box is a bit damaged. £80. I'm not. Yes, nice to be in the box, but come on, £80 for a vintage indie truck. Oh, I'm gutted. Gutted. Time Tunnel Toys, yeah, that's it.
Time Tunnel.
Thank you.
Tunnel. Yes, that makes sense. That's a vintage show. Yes. Can I be supersized for a moment, please, gents?
Of course you can, sir. Of course you can. There we are.
So that was that. So this is the toy that I was showing in my video earlier on, which is big 18 chopper. And I never had this as a kid, but I remember, I remember seeing it very, very clearly in a toy store in Wrexham of all places. And that was kind of the backstory to that particular video, because I remember seeing it, but I never had it. And it comes with, or you link it up with this, and then you slot it into the bottom, and then it drives the rotors, and it still works. I just love it as a little concept. But the one that really tickled me that I managed to get the other day was this one, which faces Corvette, which does this. It's rather more impressive when it's just on the floor, but basically everything pops out simultaneously just by pressing down on it when it's on the floor. It's just and it's also got it's got a motor in it as well, so it just whizzes along the floor when you turn it on. And it sounds really simple, but I just think it's a really cool idea because it looks like a brilliant car just by itself, and then it does all this extra stuff. And again, I had this really clear childhood memory of this in a little tiny toy store in Wrexham. So that's what it looks like when it's all fully deployed. It's quite cool, and it's quite show accurate as well. I don't know if you remember his car from the A-Team, but this was in the show, albeit not with the A-Team plastered across the bonnet for obvious reasons.
Hi, Harry.
Cool. I like them.
That's pretty cool.
Cool. I like that helicopter. Mr. Nipples says you have a lovely chopper.
Thank you, sir.
Nice car, says Mario.
It's very white as well. A lot of them are yellow, apparently. So I did quite well to
I can imagine.
Reasonably white. Yeah, it's that sort of plastic, you know. Apparently, it's bromine. I've discovered.
It's pad.
Bromine is what causes the yellowing.
Oh, right, okay, that's interesting.
Apparently, there were, and I don't know how accurate this is, but the video seems to know whereof it spoke. But apparently, for fire safety reasons, they had to mix bromine into these sort of molten plastic to make them less prone to catching fire. And it's the bromine that causes the coloration to change over time. And that's why you end up having to, obviously, to sort of put stuff in peroxide to try and turn it back white again, because it sort of reverses that reaction and breaks the bromine bonds and means that they go back to white rather than being the sort of the bromine sort of, you know, off white yellowy color. So apparently that's the science behind it, apparently.
That's
if that was accurate as a video. So
that's actually really interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so
Pete's Toys and Dings is here.
Pete.
Oh, hello, Pete. Hello there, sir. Where's he gone? We were asked by PK, will we be going to the next NEC?
Not the next one, I don't think.
No, you don't think we're going to the September one?
No, December. I think should head for the December one. I don't know. It's up to you. It's obviously up to you, but
I might try and do the NEC every time. To be fair.
All right. Fair enough.
We'll see.
But are you going to sell there?
I'm really torn about that, to be honest with you.
Wow. So the December one is Friday the 27th. Tricky from a family point of view, but
the reason why I'm torn about it, and it's Mario says, cool, Andy did not know that. Cool.
Neither did I.
Everyone says that I do so much better at the NEC because more people come to it, which I get that. But you've also got the fact that there's twice as many vendors as there are at any other toy fair. So, and I feel that one kind of balances out the other one. Yeah, because people have only got so much money. So having twice as many people and twice as many sellers, it doesn't make it any different then, does it?
Which is your best toy fair?
Doncaster.
I thought, yeah,
without shadow of a doubt.
I know what Bolton's like. I've sold there myself. I know it's like.
Yeah, Bolton's this week. I'll be there this week, and it's a load of rubbish. It's an absolute load of rubbish.
It is.
I'm already dreading it. But yeah, Cosmic Toys will be at Bolton on Sunday.
Doncaster.
Please come. But no, one of the reasons why I was determined to go down this time was to people watch. I wanted to see what people were buying.
Market research.
Yeah, essentially. And my biggest takeaway from it was people weren't buying out.
Well, yeah, windows.
I'm being serious, and you watch any of these videos and you'll see exactly what I mean. Yes, there's a lot of people walking around with bags and piles of stuff.
Yeah,
there's an awful lot of people walking around with nothing in their hands.
I think what was being bought is like the rarer items. So the food fighters.
You say that, but I've been watching a lot of people's haul videos over the last few days.
Transformers was big.
Yeah, and the things that they were buying, I'm like, I've got that in the shop. I can't give it away. and you've bought that. You've taken a night out the night before, because they've literally said that they've gone to a hotel. They stayed at Premier Inn. So they've paid out for a hotel. They've paid to get there in petrol. They've paid for the entry fee to get in. So they've spent nearly 100 quid probably at that point. 80 to 100 quid. And they're coming out having spent 50 quid. And I'm like, what?
But what was part of the reason that you went down?
Well, part of the reason was, I wanted to buy stuff. I was disappointed in what I came back with, to be honest with you. But to people watch.
3 words.
Go on.
3 words. Like-minded individuals.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I get that. But I am surprised at the sheer amount of people that bought very little.
But people may be looking, don't forget, for very specific items as well in a place like that.
Yeah, I get that.
So they're not going to come away with bagfuls of stuff. You know, they're not going for volume, they're going for targeted stuff. And if they don't see it, they don't see it.
No, I get that.
They walk away, don't they? You know.
But it has left me in the mindset of, do I do this or not?
You see, when I was starting out, I would probably have gotten a lot more stuff than I would get now, because now I'm sort of refining and honing my taste in what I actually want to go for. Plus, I'm running out of space. I get
that.
So it is a question of people maybe go for upgrades and stuff.
All that space behind him.
Yeah.
Complete empty wall.
Shelves.
But what this wall is only about a foot away from me.
I
don't.
Gareth's been to here, and he knows every single bit of space is taken up.
Yeah, I've seen it. Dave's asking, do I do any toy fairs any further south? I don't. The furthest south I come at the moment is Doncaster. The NEC would have been the furthest one had it been worth my time, but I don't drive myself, so we have a rule between me and my driver of nothing more than an hour away. Yeah, which fair enough. If those are the conditions, those are the conditions. I mean, you put that on top of a 6-hour working day, it's 8 hours.
Yeah,
which is long enough. It's long enough. Peaky will definitely be going to the September one, and hopefully he'll travel up our way to check out the shop soon. Oh, that'd be nice. Good to meet up with you too, Mark. Have to arrange a stop at a Wetherspoons or something. Can't afford those other prices for Mark. Drinks like
it's my round, isn't it?
Yeah. If it says round, then we'll find the most expensive place. We'll go to Miller and Carter's and get a steak.
They won't be short, to tell you that.
I will give it a go and then see what happens, but understand it can be a lot of payout and you need to sell a lot to cover it. Yeah, that's a big part of what's on my mind as well. But no, I had such a blast.
It's big advertising for the shop, though.
Yeah, definitely.
The amount of videos that are still going up. I just 3 new ones tonight.
Yeah. I want it tonight as well.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No views.
No views.
Well done, YouTube.
Lobot's definitely going if it's Mark's round.
Hey, I kept trying. I kept.
Lobot.
I went
Did
to
you
bar.
hear him off there? I never heard him off.
We had this card out.
I think we need Lobot on to testify in first person.
Yeah, I broke his cherry, so
Bless you, Mark.
he can show his face.
Yeah.
Well, he even said it in his own video. I didn't put my hand in my pocket the whole night.
I didn't. You know me, I'm always honest.
Oh yes, definitely.
I'm always honest, and it's true.
Typical
Well,
Yorkshireman as well.
Tuesday for a pint tonight.
You know, he starved himself the following day because he weren't paying £7 for a burger at the service.
I did pay £7 for a burger. I was
the first day.
I wasn't going to get the meal. I wasn't going to get the meal for £12. I went to McDonald's today, and I got a hamburger and some fries. They were like £2.98. So I'm not buying a bloody burger. Sod that.
Jesus.
Hey, I'm tight. I'm tight. Unless it's toys.
Oh, he did try. Okay, I never heard him try.
I did.
I never heard him try. I'll let him off then. I'll let him off.
I tried to buy the food when we ordered the food. Tried to buy that.
Oh, did you?
It wouldn't.
Okay.
It won't let me.
Okay.
And I'm not fighting with him.
I weren't at the bar then, was I? I was at the table. So yeah, okay.
I'm not fighting with him. He'll kick the shit out.
He'd certainly win. He'd certainly win.
Yeah.
You could try sitting on him.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what did we ordered those skewers, didn't we? We ordered the skewers, and
they were nice.
I wanted some onion rings. They won't let me have them, so I twisted his arm, and he let me have them. And then everything was shut down, and then you turned up with a pizza.
Yeah. I know. Pizza.
Bing!
I don't know how we got away with that.
I don't know.
That sounds impressively done from the sounds of it. Yeah.
Kitchen shuts.
Yeah, by the way.
There was the NFL. Well, not the NFL. There was an American football team from Germany.
Yeah.
All young lads. There were about. There must have been about 50 of them at least, and they all came in with the pizzas and the beer and everything like that.
From outside.
Crowd.
A cat.
The cat has arrived in her lair.
Yes, we're still going. We're still going, Cat.
We are.
We
eventually got going.
Got going.
Reminiscing.
Yeah.
Lobot's even said that he might join us on here at some point.
I hope so.
Marvelous.
Well, he's famous now. He's been on my videos. He's been on Theo's video. I'm watching all these videos.
Take care, Dave.
See if I can see myself. Hey, Dave. Yeah, I'm gonna because I have a red top and I'm looking for like a glimpse of red. Is that me? Is that me?
Does stuff like that bother you then? Do you like to see yourself in other people's videos?
Yeah.
It don't bother me. If it's about me or if it's about the shot, then fair enough. But if I'm just caught in the background,
well, me being on the Theo video is better than the last time I was on it when I photobombed him.
Subtle.
Fair enough. So yeah, it's been a strange one tonight, hasn't it? It's been very different to normal. Have we actually talked about toys very much?
What's toys?
On and off. We've done a bit of showing.
I'm going to silent worker.
We've done a bit of showing and telling.
By your command.
Has anyone seen the trailer for the new Joker film?
New Wawa film?
Joker 2.
Oh, no. I saw a thumbnail for it. I went, Joker 2? Say what again?
Yeah.
Because I thought, wasn't that just a one-off thing? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a one-off thing. Never intended to have a sequel.
No,
but it did so well off such a little investment that they were like, oh, we need to replicate this. Yeah.
That's unfortunate, I think, really. Yeah, exactly.
I watched it earlier.
Yeah.
My take was oh, last time they proved they don't know how to do Joker. This time they've proven they don't know how to do Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah.
They're going in that direction, right?
Yeah. Well, Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The film will be a musical.
Interesting.
So a
No,
musical
like-
sequel to a film that wasn't a musical.
What?
Yeah.
A sing along.
And Harley Quinn is another inmate at Arkham. She's not a psychiatrist.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
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 Feel the excitement
There's
in the air.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Godzilla X Kong.
Oh, yeah, you've seen that now, haven't you?
Ah, and the inappropriate use of small apes. Yes.
I loved it.
I can see. I thought. I'm sort of. I can see why Gareth enjoyed this, and I did have a very comfy seat for it as well. It's just like,
It's just dumb fun.
it is, but like you were saying, it for me, it reminded me hugely of those sort of slightly later era Godzilla films. It felt like it was trying to get back to its roots almost, and it was almost a little bit Stranger Things as well in places. I felt. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I was getting some of those sorts of. It was an interesting mix because it was like a retro thing. I felt like it was Godzilla only, old style only. You know, obviously wonderful special effects and everything else. So it was completely flawlessly executed, and yet it was quite almost old school cheesy in places. You know, I mean, it's difficult without spoiling it for people who haven't seen it, obviously. But there were just those moments where I thought, yeah, like that was telegraphed about 5 minutes ago, and you know,
oh, there's an awful lot of telegraphing in it. Yeah, it's almost like there's subtitles there that are saying "coming up in 2 minutes' time."
One of the most hilarious things was sort of, "Hi, I'm not going to appear on the screen now, but my voice is going to exposition you for the next 5 minutes while we show you exciting stuff happening on screen." That was literally all she did for 5 minutes. It was like, "Hi, I'm going to exposition you to death now."
Yeah, I've seen someone criticizing that scene for her being able to do all that exposition from 2 pictures. I'm like, no, it does close-ups of 2 pictures, but she's literally in a room that is full of them. Ben's just asked a question. Kapow Toys, how many stores do they have? Because Kapow Toys is local to me in Norfolk. And that is Kapow Toys.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it, yeah.
There's just that one. Now, we have a Kapow Comics in Huddersfield, which is close to us, and they probably sell a few toys. But as for Kapow Toys, that one local to you is Kapow Toys.
It's more a distribution centre than a shop.
Yeah,
I know they do have a shop, but
it's Andy, the guy who runs it, is a lovely chap. I'll make sure to get you in every shop when I do a shop tour then, guy.
I watched Mission Impossible this week on Monday. That was very good.
Okay.
I enjoyed that a lot. I think they took a lot of, especially in the driving sequences, they put a bit more like comedy type elements into it. Then Mission Impossible's been more serious, hasn't it? But they're like comedy elements into it. But I think they took a lot of the Black Widow, you know, the car sequences in that into there. Yeah.
Okay.
Very reminiscent of that. So, but it's still good. I enjoyed it.
Ben's been watching X-Men 97. I've heard good things about that.
Yeah, I've not scored it yet.
I'm halfway through today's episode. So
Okay, very good.
Donnie's going, so take care. Thanks for joining us.
Right, ta-ta.
Neighbours, the 40th anniversary tour tickets. 40th anniversary of Neighbours.
What's his name?
So old.
Wow.
Jeez.
Okay. It is awesome. Take care. Rocky Horror Show DC style. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. Hello, Adventure Collect. How are you? I'll be at Bolton Toy Fair. I'm thrilled to say. I'm guessing you're popping up to see us then. Look forward to saying hello to you.
Another video.
Yeah. Adventure Collect. Well, I'll do the filming before it opens, and you can do the filming afterwards.
Yeah.
He's going to drop by. Excellent stuff. Excellent.
Tomorrow,
Are you coming over to Bolton?
In the back passage.
I'm finally going to go and see Dune Part 2 tomorrow as well. As my cunning plan for the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you coming over to Bolton on Sunday?
No, because I've got a boy and a dog.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Bring him along.
Well, he's supposed to be revising in theory, so.
How old is he?
Nearly 16.
Oh, right, okay. I don't know why. I assumed he was like 10 or 12.
I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore. That's what happens.
Yeah, they
get older and slightly more annoying, but yes.
Oh. Joshy says that part 2 of season 3 of Chucky came out today. Very interesting to see how it ends. I've not even seen an episode of it yet.
Chucky gets burnt, probably.
Oh, he did. That
First
must have happened in the first series because the action figure comes with a burnt head.
Yeah. It gets even more burnt.
You know, the original Chucky film, that's the only part of the film that I actually thought looked scary, is when he's burnt, one of the hands is all done up as a knife blade, I think, sellotape wrapped around it, and he just looks so... Well, it's all blackened, just with these white eyeballs. And that's the only thing in that film that considering that what the standard that it's held to by everyone, that's the only one that I thought looked scary. That's all.
Star Trek Discovery is into its 5th season now. If anyone is actually caring about it,
I tried.
I know. Everyone tried. We really tried.
Oh, bad. So I think I'm like 20, 25 minutes into the first episode, and it's just no. It's not my Star Trek.
Yeah,
it's not my
strange thing, isn't it? It's strange choice they made with that one, but anyway, yeah.
So why is it called Chucky now? Do they not own the name to Child's Play? When they, if I'm correct here, when they were bringing out the Chucky series, there was also a film coming out at the same time, and I don't know if it could be a licensing issue, but I think it was to avoid confusion and that it wasn't going to be part of the same series, that they went with Chucky instead of Child's Play. Everyone calls it Chucky anyway. They've been calling it Chucky since Child's Play came out. Yeah. Trying to get Premiere in at the stadium was a stupid idea. Why is it sold out?
Or super expensive because everyone's trying to buy stuff.
Okay.
This weekend, still Easter holidays in some places.
Fair enough.
So it could be that.
Child's Play 2, the best by far. I think they're the only two that I've seen, 1 and 2. I've seen bits of all the others, but I've only ever actually seen 1 and 2.
No, they're not horrors, are they?
They're not. No, they're black comedies.
I can't take anything seriously. I can't have all that's attacking.
I did enjoy Megan.
Oh yeah, I've not watched that, but I know of it. Yeah,
Did I watch?
Weren't they bringing out a life-size Megan?
Yeah.
Why? That just no.
Well, they announced it on April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
So I assumed it was an April Fool's. Yeah. And the image as well. It looks very much like they've just photoshopped her, this doll, from the film into a certain backdrop. It looks just like that. And I thought, yeah, Photoshop, very good, funny, haha. And then one of the companies that I get stuff off have put it up for pre-order, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
really?
It's just wrong. Sorry, but it's just wrong, isn't it?
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. No, I don't know what.
Might say a lot of the person that actually buys one. Just
169 for Premiere In.
Jesus, nasty.
Because some come stay at mine for 50.
Well, I'm going to say, what? I mean, Airbnb actually sometimes is cheaper.
Wow. I mean, is there not a travel lodge? Because they're quite cheap, I hear. You know, to be honest with you, I was more than happy with the travel lodge room.
Yeah. I mean, for all the 3 hours we're in the room.
Yeah.
We literally only needed somewhere to rest his head for the night, and that's what it was.
I mean, we did, but we didn't.
Well, I did. About Drake Bell. You mentioned this on one of the previous live streams. I've no idea what this is. I'm sorry, Joe. I can't join in that conversation because I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah.
I only live in Rochdale, but the trains are poop.
Oh yeah, I mean, trying to. But
Sunday, yeah.
if you can get
sleep in the car. Well, you can't if he's going by train.
But Leeds
break into someone's car.
Leeds to Dewsbury is only 10 minutes. That's the strange thing. It's just getting to Leeds. Ugh, you know.
I'm all right.
I was going to stay travel lodge at NEC was 40 for you. Yeah, that's what it was for. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, well, 40 quid.
That was including breakfast as well, wasn't it?
Including breakfast, yeah.
Yeah, 42 quid.
And yeah, I was struggling with that breakfast.
It's about Nickelodeon. Do I strike you as the type of person that watches Nickelodeon? Is Nickelodeon still a thing?
Yeah.
Is it still?
It's quite a big thing in kids' circles. Yeah.
Well, I know it was back in the
Cartoon
90s.
Network.
I know it was back in the 90s when you had Cat and Dog and Hey Arnold and all that kind of stuff.
It's all about the Thundermans and stuff like that these days, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No. Yeah, Cartoon Network were better anyway.
Well, it had Clone Wars. Clone Wars.
I remember Cartoony 2, was it? And Toonami.
Don't know.
Back in the day.
In the olden days, but I don't know. I can't comment on it, Joe, because it's not something I'm up on. I don't know who Drake Bell is. I don't know who's apparently made any accusations of abuse. I don't know what he's from or anything. It's like asking me how to fix a car. I wouldn't have a clue.
What's a car?
It's the sort of thing that I think they're the sort of series that Ariana Grande started out in when she was very early in her career. You know, she'd have probably appeared on channels like that as a sort of almost like sort of like Disney Channel sort of stuff. You know, where they did sort of Disney Kids and stuff. Oh, that sort of malarkey, you know. Yeah. The I suppose you wouldn't. Oh God, I'm trying to know what it was called now. Never mind, it won't come to me. There was
in July. We looked into premiering. They want 720 for tying the knot in my hometown Hampshire.
What?
For how many?
For how long as well? I was going to say. I mean, what?
Wow. Jesus.
The thing is, if you hit the wrong time, there's other events happening around that time. You know, it just demand and supply, isn't it? You know, it's from a documentary about Nickelodeon. Okay.
How are you lads enjoying or not enjoying Bad Batch?
I'm not current on Bad Batch.
I'm enjoying it more than I used to do. Put it that way.
Well, I suffered through the first series.
It's a bit better now.
Yeah, and then I watched the first episode of the second series, and I was like, it's more of the same again. So I haven't bothered.
They had a nice ship. I quite like the ship.
Amiga, stay there. And she never did.
That's why I can't watch this show. Amiga.
The thing is, I'm not looking forward to watching it. I'm just watching it because it's new Star Wars.
Yeah, I've grown out of that now.
Oh, Tales of the Empire. There's a lot of
noise
about Tales of the Empire.
Yeah, we talked about that, didn't we?
Yeah, that looks interesting. Just Tales of the Empire. It feels a little bit like they're desperately trying to give some backstory about Thrawn and Morgan Elsbeth, and it's backstory that we don't need.
Or should have had first.
Well, should have had first, but having watched Ahsoka, which is the only reason they're trying to give some backstory for it,
Precisely.
I don't even feel from that Thrawn and Elsbeth knew each other before then anyway. You know, I get the impression that Morgan Elsbeth has a plan to reboot the Empire or whatever, and she believes her best chance at it is Thrawn because she's aware of how good he is. So let's go bring him back. It doesn't necessarily mean that they were best buddies or anything beforehand.
But she had to go through a hell of a lot of effort to go and get him, though. So that does imply some sort of more significant link there.
Reputation?
Yeah, but the Night Sisters were there helping him as well, and she was one. So
I think that's why they were involved, because she's probably been having these sweet dreams, Night Sister dreams, that her sisters on the in another galaxy.
In another galaxy.
Her sisters in another galaxy are sending to her. You know, I don't see why there has to be a connection beforehand. Like, the one thing I liked about the expanded universe of Star Wars was that it used to expand the universe. You know, not everybody knew each other. No. Whereas now, it feels like they're shrinking it because everybody's related to one another, or everybody knows each other, or you went out with my dad, or everyone's connected in some way, and it's weird.
It's a small galaxy, Gareth. It's a small galaxy, mate.
It's such a small galaxy that they have to go to other ones to write stories. 720 from... How many nights? There we go. 3 nights from me and Vicky, and 4 children, 3 under 18 and over 18. Yeah, 1 over 18. Right,
that's about right.
Yeah, if you need a separate room and stuff, I suppose it would mount up, wouldn't it, pretty rapidly?
So...
Still, it sounds a lot, but
Morgan had a plan, right? How did that?
Oh, Vicky.
Moff Gideon had a plan.
Everyone has a plan.
They both had different plans.
Yeah. What do you think of the new series, Tales of the Jedi? I think you mean Tales of the Empire. That's what we're talking about. Tales of the Jedi, I think I watched it.
Yeah, was that the anime-esque one at times?
Yeah, I watched the first episode.
No, that was Visions.
Oh, Visions, yes. I quite like Visions.
Yeah.
Some of them, at least. Some more than others, but, you know.
Tales of the Jedi is a bit like this Tales of the Empire, but it's Tales of the Jedi. So I think you get a Dooku story. There was...
Yeah.
Was there a Paris story?
It's filling in backstory.
Yeah, but
in Star Wars, when we never ever needed backstory before.
It was Ahsoka as a baby, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that series.
When she was a baby, she saved her entire village.
That big nasty thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Jedi stole her away.
Thank you.
I just feel like I'm so out of this now. I'm not even fussed over Skeleton Crew.
Well, Skeleton Crew, I don't know if I think it's still happening, isn't it?
Probably
the Rey film's probably not happening. The Mandalorian film's not happening.
Is it not now?
No.
You know, we're certainly in a place now where more films have been announced and been cancelled than ones that have.
Can we get Deadpool in the Star Wars universe to clear that up as well?
God.
Yeah, branch timeline, no worries.
Let's give these characters, and we'll drop an animation because Star Wars in canon is animation. It goes over so well, and people relate to cartoons.
That was a long sentence.
Hello, Dennis. Hello, I did drop you a message, sir.
Dennis.
Yes. The Dark Knight.
Yeah, I did drop you a message.
I know people that won't read any other material because they say, "Well, I shouldn't have to read material to like a film or a series."
Yeah,
which I can.
We were about an hour late as well, Dennis.
You see, I mean, what the Marvel films did that was clever, I think, was that they would do little sort of references to stuff. So if you knew your stuff, you'd get the reference, but you didn't need to get the reference to enjoy the stuff. That was the thing of it. That's what they did so cleverly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because the kids who were just watching it for the sake of it was an action flick. didn't need to have read thousands of comics growing up to appreciate the fact that it was an action flick, but we could get stuff that they wouldn't get. So, they played it very well with that. But the problem is, once you've done it once, you start having to retread the same formula over and over and over again, and then people start getting turned off it. I mean, as soon as we went past Endgame, my son was just like, don't like it anymore, because he'd grown out of it. It's he'd watched the main story through. That was it from his point of view.
When Star Wars first came out, we had like 3 books. We wanted more. We wanted to read more about this universe, this new universe we've stumbled upon. And we got the Han Solo trilogy, we got the Lando, and we got Splinter of the Man's Eye, and that was it. You got the comics as well, but that was it.
But again, you'd have to try and find a mark. That's the thing.
You use your imagination for the background, your head canon.
I used to have the do you know those sort of books you got with cassette tapes?
Yeah.
So I have quite strong memories of some of those, which must have been off the back of me watching the films and being into the time.
I've got Raiders of Lost Ark that's sealed with the record. I've got all the Star Wars ones.
Yeah.
All of them.
Like I say, it's all about the imagination, isn't it? You don't need backstories when you've got imagination.
Take care, PK. Good night. They released a trailer for it the other day. What was that?
Skeleton Crew, I assume.
Oh, they released a trailer for that. Oh, right, okay.
There were the game trailer, wasn't
there? Oh, the game. I saw the trailer for the game and I was left a little bit nonplussed.
I haven't even watched it.
Yeah, I was like,
this is Star Wars Outlaw. This is the new open universe game that people are trying to make me buy early copies of, apparently.
I'm all trailered out, to be honest with you.
You're all trailered out, yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favourite Star Wars?
I'm a Star Wars.
Empire.
Jedi. Return of the Jedi, should I say? Not Last Jedi.
Yeah, his favourite is Last Jedi, is Mark's.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it.
There's someone who's been asking to join for a little while. I've got someone here who's been asking to join us for a little while now, and I told him if he could sort himself a setup up, he could hop on with us. So I'd like you to give a nice warm welcome to Dennis.
Dennis!
Yeah.
Dennis.
Well, hello there. I'm on my phone at the moment, so bear with me because it's last minute as always.
You got a bear with you?
A bear?
A bear?
A bear.
Said you got a bear with you?
No, but well, I wouldn't call my wife that, but Gareth has met her and she would kill you all.
She would.
Just to kind of go back a step or two, Marvel films at the same formula no matter what. Very good. It's friends, not friends, fight, not friends, fight, something falls from the sky, film finishes.
Well,
there you go.
With
you said about that one, couldn't you, really? It's the
but it's oversaturation.
It's
people just get bored of the same stuff.
It's the hero's journey.
And that is exactly. I swear to God, we came out of Black Panther 2, and my son just looked at me and said,
"Went to the cinema to see that."
Daddy said it's not the same anymore." And that was it for him. That was it. Literally, he gets quite deep at times. He was like, "It's not the same anymore."
Yeah, he's doing it on purpose so Deadpool can sort it out. Fact.
I wouldn't put all my faith in Deadpool either.
No, I don't even think the second one was all that good, to be fair.
No, it's like most things. Fart jokes are only funny for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unicorns are always fun.
I can remember watching the second one, and about halfway, probably a third of the way through it, I got bored and got up and started cooking. I've never seen it since. No.
No, it's not. It's not great.
I saw the trailer in the cinema, and they took the pegging joke out of it, on the trailer in the cinema. So it's on the TV. It's on the TV version, but not the cinema version.
Yeah.
Stuff without reading.
I mean, the first one I did find genuinely hilarious because it was fresh and new. No one had really done it like that before. Breaking the fourth wall thing all the time. You know, it was fun. It was a fun film. And somehow my son managed to watch that when he was far too young to watch it, which is hilarious because he saw it at his mum's house and she's completely anti all of that sort of stuff. So that titillates me no end. The fact that he managed to watch it then, and it was completely, you know, it should not have been anywhere near the Marvel universe thematically, given how they approached it in the first film.
It did bring a lot of non-superhero fans into it, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, he could have done absolutely, yeah.
My biggest enjoyment of the first Deadpool film was actually at the cinema. There was a guy probably about 15, 16 years old, and his mum had brought him.
Oops.
And he spent most of that film just sort of like with his mum sat beside him going. I was right behind them, and I was just
more entertaining
them all the way through the film.
Yeah. That's like the least mum suitable film ever.
Definitely.
Like, I'm touching myself tonight, and it's like, whoa, mum!
I think it was the international woman scene that really threw him off.
Yeah. Yep.
Have you frozen, Dennis?
No, I'm just listening. I'm just listening, just absorbing, because I personally, I'm not a Deadpool fan. I don't like him in the comics. I didn't mind the movie, but it's Ryan Reynolds playing Ryan Reynolds doing Ryan Reynolds, so it just becomes a parody of the same character. So no matter what film you watch it in, he's just playing Deadpool, playing Ryan Reynolds, playing Ryan Reynolds, which is fine. You know, he worked for Bruce Willis for 20, 30 years. So I'm not criticizing that. I just think that it gets stale very, very quickly. Same as kind of formulaic from like the Star Wars and the Marvel movies and all that kind of stuff. I think people aren't stupid, and people get bored of things very, very quickly. We live in a world where stuff gets regurgitated really, really quick. And no sooner as something come on, that people are already spoiling it on this and the other. People have already disliked it, slagging it off. And to be fair, a lot of the Marvel TV shows especially deserves to be slagged off because they've been appalling. But I think that's the problem. I think there's too much. You know, like you were saying before, Mark, about not having to read the stuff. So like now in the Marvel universe, to subscribe to Disney Plus to watch all the TV shows, so then you can watch the movie because that understands then what this is about, and then you got to watch the add-ons, and it's a massive investment. It's no wonder people aren't buying into it. You know, it's got. I think Disney Plus has gone up, hasn't it? You know, for a yearly subscription, it's gone up £20 pound. And for what? What is actually on there? Of any like She-Hulk was embarrassing. You know, it was just so poor. And but you have to watch it. You have to buy these things to have these little moments in there. But it used to be that in comics, like you used to get the summer event and all these tie-ins, which would go off it. Now, you're still getting that, but the core of the story stays the same. So you can just read the story without any of the add-ons. They should do something similar to that. It's not like it's difficult. Comics have been around, you know, hundreds of years, pulp comics and things. So the source material's there. Why change it to meet an agenda or to meet? There's no demand for it at the moment because there's just too much out there. And I think DC have done a bit of a curveball here. I think the fact their film's not going to be out until next year, so you've got like 3 years of no DC really. So when Superman comes out, it's hopefully going to feel a bit fresh.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
I hope so.
Presumably, they're going to effectively do. Isn't it going to be like a reboot because it's Gunn's now in charge of that? Is he? Is it?
Yeah. So but it's in a world they're not following what Marvel did. It's in a world where superheroes already exist. So Superman has been Superman for 2 or 3 years, as well as having like the engineers. Hawk Girl's going to be in it, Metamorpho, and so they're already existing in this world.
Oh, that's good.
So you don't have to. There's going to be no origin story because we've seen it to death. None of that, and it's going to be about Superman basically, his place in the world. and it's going to be cheery, and his suit's bright.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
Which is what we want. I don't get me wrong. I would watch Superman no matter what. I'm a massive Superman fan. Look, little tattoo, little Superman. I adore Superman more than any other hero. There you go.
On a point of order, are you wearing a sort of command staff in Star Trek uniform there, sir?
Yep, I've got the pips as well. Where are they? There you go.
He's put his nerd suit on for the night because he knew he was coming on here.
So, this is. I went to work in this today. I don't care. I'm an Uber geek. So, but with Superman, we want hope. We want to have somebody we aspire to be. Very good. And that's it with the comics and things. You don't want, we've got Broody, we've got Batman. We don't need Superman being that. We want Superman to be the best of us, like Christopher Reeve, that sort of Superman. So I'm hoping Gunn gets that, and that's what we get in the new Superman movie. Somebody that, the way I look at Superman is, even without his powers as Clark Kent, he still wants to do good. It doesn't matter. You take his powers away from him, he still wants to do good. And it doesn't matter on what basis we do any acts. You cross a lady over the road, you smile at someone, say everything's going to be okay. You are the superhero. That's what you're aspiring to be, and that's what Superman should be.
So, question:
Save a cat from a tree.
Yeah.
When in the first, is it the first one? So, just in like whatever they call the Superman film with who do you flip in it?
Henry Cavill?
Yes, thank you. That one. When
there was no montage, was there, in the Henry Cavill Superman where he did anything heroic, like Christopher Reeve, like you said with the cat. Nothing like that ever happened in that movie.
No, but
that is the only thing that happens in the first Superman movie.
The oil rig happens, but my biggest issue with that film was what happens with Zod at the end, because that for me was completely anti who Superman is or was established.
Superman has killed loads of times. Superman, he kills the Kryptonians, puts them in a lead suit and exposes them to green kryptonite to kill them. He kills Zod in Superman 2. It's his last resort, and it haunts him. These things haunt him doing it.
But I thought Zod just got down into a pit in Superman 2. He was never really on screen.
He's a human. Yeah, but he's a human, isn't he? So he picks him up, crushes his hand, throws him against the ice, and he falls down. Now, as a human, I would pretty much think he's dead. Not only that, and then in Superman 2, he goes back to the bar and basically hands that guy his ass, which is very un-Superman-like. But occasionally Superman's un-Superman-like. Occasionally shit happens. But what you need to do that is watch the Superman movie, because you've got the first 40 odd minutes, which is all soft focus, and it's like Little House on the Prairie, and you get kind of like the Kent stuff, which is I think it's really important. And if you miss that out, because it's really the Kents that make him who he is. Yeah. But if you read stuff like The Nail, which somebody else has found him instead, the comic book The Nail, he's always destined to be who he is. The one when he's in the Civil War and Red Sun, the Civil War one as well. He's been trained to be a weapon, but ultimately he wants to do the best for people. And that's, if we all had a tiny, tiny little bit of that, the world would be a much better place. We don't have to do massive heroic things. We don't have to catch a helicopter falling from a building, but just to tell someone everything's going to be okay. Just to have those little moments, smile to somebody who looks shit. That's all you need to do.
It's going the other way.
Superman is that.
It's going the other way. People are just in their own character in their own lives, aren't they? The main character in their own lives.
But
is it going that way?
Yeah, but is it that, or is it just that the media wants us to think that?
No,
I think
the whole incoming generation.
I think there's narcissistic. Yeah, and what's weird for me, because I'm very much from a comic book collecting background. I've been collecting comics since I was 10. And I've always been collecting action figures, but that's become my main focus. And what I'm finding is, in the kind of toy world, it's not as bitchy. It's not as kind of cutthroat. You can have proper conversations. People do deals. You have a bit of a laugh. And in the comic world, it used to be like that. When I first started buying comics, it was more, everyone had a laugh. Nobody were going out buying 75 copies or something because Netflix may not be making a program of it. You know, no one's going out buying all these books and flipping them because there was no need to do that. It was all about, have you read this? And passing books on. You know, trade paperbacks. There was a reason why they were called trade paperbacks. It's because you trade them. You gave them to people. You know, pass them around. So I think in the comic world at the moment, I think it's very, very difficult. You know, I backed completely away from, I used to do events, used to go to the cons. I completely backed away from all that because I just can't deal with that shit. I'd rather have, you know, a conversation with Gareth or a conversation with other friends just generally about shit and not have to worry about, you know, what I say, how I say it or whatever. But in the end, we're all into the same thing. And you'd have thought that would be the same with comics. But again, you've got to choose which is your favorite, Marvel or DC. Neither. I read both. I collect both. I've got the apps for both. Yep. I've read Spider-Man since I was 10. I've read Superman since I was 10. So I like them both.
Why do we have to? Why do we have to pick one?
Who's the best movies? Well, I'm just happy they're making these movies because when I think we're all of an age, well, especially me and Mark, probably of an age that there was no science fiction on TV. There was no of this sort of stuff on TV. Also, the fact even getting, the fact, you know, I remember staying up late to watch V. Yeah, to watch V and Night Rider. There was nothing out there. So the fact they're making them, that's a bonus. Now, it's oversaturation. I get that. And the quality has dropped. Yeah, that's a problem. But at least they're making them. At least you're getting people out there and fans. Like we did in the second wave of comics, where you got the fans then writing and drawing the comics. You got the Neil Adams. You got all these people who'd read the comics wanting to be part of the world. So you just, that's what you want now.
Question for everyone: DC or Marvel? Which one do you prefer?
I'm going to go Wildstorm.
I prefer Detective. I prefer Amalgam. There you go.
Amalgam. Oh, goodness.
Amalgam comics.
They were terrible.
Dark Horse.
Hey, you cannot say Nightclaw. The Wolverine and Batman crossover is poor. It's good.
Dark Claw.
Well, they're bringing out the omnibus, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're bringing out the two of them, DC versus Marvel, and then the Amalgam books.
Spawn says Logan, so it says Joe. Spawn.
Spawn's cool. Yeah, I think.
I see blue. Yeah. It's good stuff.
How I've classified it.
Yeah, super. I think Spawn's great. Spawn's very 90s, isn't he? He's very anti-hero, very 90s. I don't know how many people have read like Kingdom Come, which is kind of like the antidote to like those sort of comics. Very good. See, I like him. So you read Kingdom Come, and that to me epitomizes kind of Mark Waid's take on it is, hang on a minute, this is how you're a hero. Yeah, that's how you're not a hero.
Oh,
this is how you do
it. You're supposed to read Kingdom Come.
Yeah.
See, I always find anything where Alex Ross does the artwork is unreadable because you're just too busy drooling over the artwork.
I'm not a big fan of Alex Ross, but the story is brilliant. It's the only graphic novel my wife read all the way through.
Right.
Well, this graphic
novel. It is very much, it is very much an antidote to 90s anti-heroes where everybody wanted to kill people and things. The fact that you've got all these golden age heroes coming down and showing these young stuff. This is how you're a hero. This is what you should do. Is absolutely brilliant. Matt Waid knows Superman, so when he wrote that and did it, it's spot on.
And the really interesting thing as well is because Superman's at that certain age in Kingdom Come, of course, he's at his most powerful ever because he's been soaking up solar rays for like ever, basically.
Right.
So he's at maximum strength, then, isn't he? So he's at maximum kick-ass when he chooses to.
I think what Adventures just said there is very. It epitomizes most of the modern audience. I'll be honest, comics have never got my interest. I enjoy everything, but I ain't reading stuff to know what's going on. And I think that epitomizes what most of the audience.
But you don't have to. You don't have to read stuff to know what's going on. You know, you don't have to go out and buy all these comics to know, because it's interpretation of it, isn't it? You know, it's
but
different.
if you're watching Star Wars, the big thing with the modern Star Wars stuff is, you need to read the comics to know what's going on here.
Yeah.
You need to watch these cartoons to know what's going on here.
Cash cow.
Yeah,
that's
you need
cow.
to read these novels to know what happened after this or before this.
You think, right, if you've not watched any cartoons, any Star Wars cartoons whatsoever, who the hell's Ahsoka?
Exactly, yeah. And to me, Ahsoka, I quite enjoyed Ahsoka.
It's Dave Filoni's wet dream. That's what Ahsoka is.
I think they're all suffering from this kind of trying to kind of push agenda. You know, Disney trying to push an agenda. Gone are the days you just get entertained. You just want to be entertained. I want to go to a cinema. I want to be entertained. I don't want to. I don't mind. You know, one of my favorite characters is Wonder Woman. I don't mind female characters. I don't mind them taking front and center, because they should be. But when that's the agenda behind the movie, and it's not the storytelling, then that's a problem. Yeah, you know, just to stick female characters as strong individual female characters, or my biggest issue, especially with comics, is where they change, you know, the color of a character or the gender of a character to sell loads of books, and then they change it back. Now, in the 70s, you know, Falcon became Captain America for like 5 years, because they stuck with it. That's what they should do. Yeah. Now, if they're going to change a character, stay with it. Have the balls to stay with it and do the course of it, because that's what it should be doing. Not just selling to say, hang on a minute, this will fit into this, or this will fit into that. And comics have always been the first. You know, comics had the first gay marriage, they had the first interracial kiss. You know, had the first transsexual character. So comics have always been at the forefront of these things. It doesn't need to be hammered on for fans of these things. It just needs to follow the source material a little bit more and stop treating us like we're stupid. You know, I didn't stop buying comics when Iceman married. You know, when Bobby got married, I was like, oh God, you know, I can't do that. You know, I didn't. You know, in Batwoman, for instance, she's not mentioned that she's gay until issue, I think, 8 or 9, and it's a passing comment, because her sexuality is the least exciting thing about her.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we've said this.
And you doesn't bring anything to the story. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we've said this so many times.
And Midnight and what's his face, you know,
Podlo and Midnight.
Yeah, and there's nothing, you know, their characters are absolutely amazing, and the sexuality isn't part of that.
Yeah,
you know, and
I find that quite interesting.
And that's what it should be.
The fact that they're making all of these characters now, they're taking ones that have been established for 30, 40 years as straight characters and turning them gay, rather than actually using characters that they've got that are gay and doing something with them.
Yeah.
No, I agree. It's because they've got the balls to do it. You know, and I understand certain things, like Tim Drake perhaps being bisexual, whatever, kind of makes sense in a way that all these kind of role models and all these strong people in his life since he have all been guys. That kind of makes a little bit more sense to just saying from now on this person's gay in the story. You need to build into. You need to look at that. You need to do something to justify those things. Not just, you're gay, off you pop. You're transsexual now. Go on.
Did you read the Wildstorm comics with your authority at all?
Yes. Yep.
Because I thought they were quite early to go for the gay superhero route.
Yeah, Apollo and Midnighter.
Yeah. And Wild that they're going to be in the new Superman movie.
Oh, are they?
Well, the mechanic's going to be in there, so it's going to lead into that. You see,
but that's interesting. Look, you know, I wasn't around for when they got absorbed into the DC universe. I knew they'd sort of moved across at some point, but I didn't know exactly what the crack was with that. So I kind of missed that.
Yeah,
jump.
They kind of get absorbed, then moved out again, then brought back in again, then moved out again. Right. I think they are a bit more the canon now. But you know, Iceman got married in the 80s. We had gay characters well, in the 70s in the comic books. Like I've said before, there was stuff done with good intent, with like Superman, with Lois turning black for the day to see how she fits in.
Right.
In an idea, it was done with all the best intentions, but delivered with a sledgehammer. Because right at the very end, she does ask Superman, "Would you still marry me if I was black?" And he pauses. He goes, So it completely wipes that film. But then look at Green Arrow and Green Lantern. The opening sequence to that when Neil Adams and Danny O'Neill was writing it was basically, you're up there fighting all these aliens and things. Why are you not down here helping the brown skin? Why are you not down here helping these people? Why are you not doing that with the people? And it was that kind of social commentary with comics that gave it more realism. And then the kind of like it's like a road story of them two basically going around, and within that, Speedy's been taking drugs. He's a heroin addict. There's lots of things in there, and that's what grounded it. And then you look at TV and films, and they're so far behind. The comics have been doing this a long time.
They're also doing things extremely ham-fisted.
Yes.
Something I've seen at the moment, obviously, when they announce, because they have to announce these things, they can't just let it happen within the show or within the movie. They have to announce it beforehand, because it's not about what they're doing; it's about look at me and what I'm doing. That's what
virtual seeking,
the virtual signaling aspect of it. And the X-Men '97 cartoon has gone down really, really well with people. But obviously, a few weeks before it came out, there were a lot of people screaming and crying because they had to announce that Morph was going to be a trans character. Well, you could argue that he's always been a trans character, because he can turn from one person to another, to this, to that, to whatever.
Mystique's the same. Any.
Well. Yeah, Mystique the same as well. Shape shifting, so they can do that. But it's the fact that, like I said, they have to announce it. But everyone's turning around.
If anything, he's non-binary, isn't he?
Yeah, everyone that's all for the non-binary, not trans. Sorry,
well, means non anything if he's
well, yeah. Exactly. But everyone's going on about how, well, don't you know about X-Men? This is what X-Men was always about. It's like the No Mutants thing. It was a parody, not a parody, but a commentary on race and on LGBT and everything else. Yes, it was. It was a commentary on it, but it didn't hit you on the head with the hammer. To do it. It didn't say non-binary. It used mutants as
because it doesn't matter, because Morph's character is far more interesting than what he does with his penis or not with his penis.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's what's being lost. That's what's being lost with it. I have gay friends, trans friends, whatever. You don't talk about the sexuality because they're far more interested than that. If you meet somebody and the person says to him is, "Hello, I'm Dennis and I'm gay," he's like, and that's not why I'm friends with you. That's not why I want to talk to you. That's not interesting. It'd be more interesting if you say, "Hello, my name's Dennis and I have a tail." That'd be quite funny. I'd like to see that. But I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm very much been brought up. Go on.
What's this relationship that's happening between Rogue and Magneto?
Say that again.
What's this relationship that's now going on between Rogue and Magneto?
They've always been a bit of a he's magnetic personality. Yeah, very good. I
know there was something in the film, but it was never. I never saw anything sexual there.
Well,
he was using
he's a man. She's a female. They have needs. She can absorb his powers.
She's a child.
It's one of those things.
He's 60.
Yeah, well, she's not in the comics. She's not a child.
She's not now, but obviously the film she's
older. Yeah, or just maybe he's just a paedophile. Who knows? Just put it to the rest of his things of what Magneto is. And to go back to the original thing,
I didn't know that.
Well, if you go back to like the original X-Men, it was all about acceptance and stuff. And very much about kind of like if you look at a lot of the heroes as well, a lot of stuff written by Jewish writers, Jewish publishers. So there's a lot in there about, you know, the Holocaust and things like that, and accepting people for who they are, which I think is, again, really important. We don't, you know, these things have been around for 80, 90 years. We don't suddenly need Marvel or Disney to tell us how we should react to things. What we should do is put something out there, and that's it.
What puzzles me, what really puzzles me, is that Star Trek Next Gen has been woke for 40 years nearly now, because they had all sorts of fascinating relationships going on, like with the Trill and stuff like that, that were always quietly pushing the boundaries of what you might deem acceptable if you were from a very sort of Christian right-wing sort of upbringing in America or whatever. They were always pushing the boundaries. I mean, another interesting one from the UK point of view, I thought, was comics like Third World War. I don't know if you ever come across that one, but it was a sort of 2000 AD crisis sort of offshoot. And when you actually read it when you're a bit older, it's like incredibly political and incredibly sort of on point to lots of exploitation of multinationals that was going on. But obviously, if you just read it as a comic, you could read it just as a comic. But loads of 2000 AD has a huge amount of political messaging. When they moved over to DC, when DC and Marvel came over and stole them all, that came with them. So you got like the Watchmen and stuff like that because of, you know, these people understood from very working class backgrounds. But looking at comics have always been, people say comics aren't, you know, they don't have kind of messages in them. Well, I think Captain America punching Hitler is a bit of a message.
Yeah,
I think Superman,
there's always been a message.
Saying buy bonds from, you know, help your soldiers. They've always had those things in them.
Yeah,
but it's like acting like we're stupid. We're not stupid. You know, they should just put the character out there, and if that character throughout the course of it suddenly becomes whatever, then we'll go with it. You know, Sense8 on Netflix. I don't particularly like the program, but the gay, lesbian characters and stuff in that, they're just characters. It's not.
There's no mention.
That's not.
It's fascinating.
That's not,
it's very, very clever, that series, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. They're just characters in the story. It's like Doctor Who now, right? We don't need to know everything about it. I have no problems with having a gay, transsexual, whatever doctor. I don't care. He can be anything he wants. It's like Morph, he changes. But we don't need to have it rammed down our throat that this is why it's being done. Just do it. And if people don't like it, they'll turn it off. We have thumbs.
It's still quite interesting, because it's sort of we're sort of gradually shifting. It's like when the BBC News references a trans woman, they always say it's a trans somebody. They never just say it's somebody. They've always got to call it out, which I just noticed that the other day, and I just thought that's really interesting, because that label is there. So surely, if we are advanced, we shouldn't be applying the label, because we don't need it anymore.
I'm glad we're not in Scotland, because we'll all be arrested now. Apart from Mark, who's been quiet. Mark would be us two would all been arrested in Scotland. That'd have been
Mark's
it now.
Very quiet. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Star Trek,
Andy.
first interracial TV kiss in Star Trek. Right. Kirk.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
in the 60s, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
But
in the 60s,
But even then, they had to do it in a way where they were being made to do it, of course, because that let them get away with it.
Yeah. But he also shagged green people too.
Hey, he's an open guy.
Nothing wrong with that.
Very open. But no. Andy, you hit on something there.
Kermit's well up for it.
Andy hit on something then when he mentioned the BBC. All this media are really pushing the fact that we need to accept trans women as women. We need to accept trans men as men. But they keep setting this divide. They keep reminding you that they are not women, they're trans women. That they are not men, they're trans men. Stop calling them that.
Yeah.
Well, if you want us to accept that a trans woman is a woman,
it's all about what you identify.
Start calling them women.
But you can't. I'm going to be really careful what I say here with it, but I respect anyone's pronouns if they ask me to.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's not fair that someone gets to choose, this is how you call me today, and later on this afternoon I may change it again depending on my move. I might even be a wolf.
That's a different thing, isn't it? That's not necessarily the trans issue. That's
trans ideology, but it all goes from that. It all gender identity covers the full spectrum of it. Now,
I agree with you there. I mean, I don't think it's even possible that someone can decide to be one thing in the morning and something else in the afternoon. That's ridiculous.
But what people are failing to see, I think, is people have been trans for a while. It's affecting them because people are looking at these fads, shall we say, or whatever, and people who have gone through the process, many years, they're now being targeted the same. And what I don't understand is there's been such a massive kind of increase in children and this, that, and the other. Like, as much as Dave Chappelle's a bit of an ass, he says he said he'd rather be trans than black because they've had to do hundreds of years before they can get close to the sort of rights they're getting now. But I think everybody should be respected for who they are, and no one should put their ideology on anyone, whether it's veganism, whether it's comics, whether it's whatever. Be who you are. As long as it's not affecting me, my family, and my friends, I don't give a crap. And if I get your pronouns wrong, I apologize. I'll get them right the next time. But don't expect me just to know things. I'm only human. I forget stuff.
You need to be told, don't you? You need to be told.
There was a storyline in of all things Nemesis the Warlock, if you remember him from 2000 AD, that always stuck in my mind, where they're basically talking about who's going to be the next class of person to get persecuted, and it is this daft, and it's very quietly making exactly this sort of point, saying, right, people with freckles are going to be the next ones who are declared unclean and sort of impure, or how it was in those days, because aliens are constantly getting persecuted because by virtue of just being aliens, basically in this storyline. So they basically say, don't worry, anyone in the ruling classes will have time to get their freckles removed before we make this move. And it's just like, it sounds completely ridiculous. So as someone who has freckles, I was like, what the hell? But then I thought, I see what it's getting at now. It's like a completely arbitrary choice of characteristic with which to persecute people just because it distracts from other things. And it's just like,
but it doesn't help. It doesn't help the fact that I think woke society is pushing agendas constantly. So, we have Pride Month. We have what was single, straight, heterosexual, white man month. I don't get me wrong. I think all these things. But if you watch an interview with Morgan Freeman when they ask about Black History Month, he's like, he doesn't want it because Black history is American history. He says, what do you do about racism? We'll stop talking about it. You see me as a man. I see you as a man. I don't see you as a white man or a black man. I don't see. I have two friends that are transsexual. I don't see them as anything different to what they are. Both girls, and that's it. I don't see them as anything different. And the problem is, children are being kind of taught this. Children aren't born racist. Children aren't born transphobic or homophobic. It's what is put onto them. So there is no way in my mind that a child suddenly decides that they want to be born in the wrong body. If a child comes to you and says, I want to be a dog, do we start feeding it dog food? Do we start doing things like that? I think it's a very kind of thin line that we have to kind of tread with it, as well as respecting people and respecting what they need to do. But also it goes both ways. If I don't believe in your ideology, that's my opinion. You should respect that, as I will respect that. Your ideology. It needs to go both ways. And whenever you see stuff, it's always very angry. Everyone's always very angry about things, and that's why jokingly I always say, hug somebody, give somebody a hug. Because
you love hugs. You love hugs.
I do. I once was in a road rage situation, and this car pulled outside of me, put his window down, and he started giving me this, that, and the other. And all I do was turn and say, listen, mate, should we get out? And I'll get out, mate. It's no problem shouting. Shut it down immediately. Because again, it's not a shout at each other. because we're all the same, really. We've all got our own issues. We've all got our own stuff going on. We've all got things that we agree and disagree on. That's what makes us who we are. You know, I like action figures with playability. I don't like the McFarlane kind of statues because I like Ken. I want something I can play with or whatever. Some people prefer the statue type stuff, the really detailed things. I'm not going to call them whatever. It's up to them. They like that. Ultimately, what wins is the fact that we collect action figures.
To bring the conversation back on topic a little bit, what action figures are you collecting?
Say again.
I said to bring the topic back on. No, to bring the conversation back on topic a little bit. What action figures are you collecting at the moment?
At this moment in time, I'm collecting a lot of kind of Universal Monsters types of retro stuff. I've just bought the Hall of Justice Kenner set, and it's boxed, factory sealed, never been opened. So it's very, very excited. Cost a few quid, but I tend to collect. I like Superman. I like superhero figures, mainly Superman and Batman. But I like them as toys. So, you know, like some people, you go into Smith's or whatever, and it's, they're not like, I like the Imaginext stuff as well, because it's all, it's playable. And I think that's what's very important. You want people, I like toys that bring imagination into it. Yes. Don't get me wrong. I think the McFarlane figures are brilliant. I think the detail and stuff they put in them is really good. But they're not toys to me. The statues now, and a lot of the Mezco 5 points, they scream toy. You know, the new tower, the horror tower they've got with all the monsters on, and the play set's made out of cardboard. It's so retro. It's so brilliant, but it's completely it's to be played with. And I like toys that have playability. So I like the Kenner stuff, early Kenner things. I like play sets. I think play sets are really cool as well, because again, it's that imagination that you have to be in there. I think you lose a little bit when everything has to press buttons and it makes the noises for you and it does this. Okay, there's a place for that. I get that. But I best time as a child for me was playing with my figures, and it was me making the noises and me doing this and the other and putting them in poses and all that kind of thing. And I think that's been lost a little bit with them. So, like I do like the NECA stuff when it comes to the premium, you know, monsters and things like the It and the Universal monsters that they do are absolutely amazing. So good, really good sculpts. But I've been collecting like the horror stuff since McFarlane did the movie Maniac stuff back in the 90s and stuff. So got those sort of things. But
Palpatine.
I like. I also like the 3.5-inch ones or 3-inch ones. I like the kind of Star Wars size figures. So that's why I like the Super 8 stuff. I like the kind of little figure. Again, it's all about playable. Like on my wall here, I've got loads of Super 8. I've got loads of Batman. I've got a couple of Superman. I've got some Universal Monsters teddy bears over there. And I've got, where is it? I've got these scattered all over the place. You see that?
Yeah.
Glow in the dark. I've actually got these at the moment attacking my Batwing lamp. So these are all over my Batwing lamp. Anything I'm a glutton for anything that glows in the dark. What can I say?
You're in good
so
company.
I've got them. Yeah, got them knocking around everywhere. I like.
Watch this space.
Yeah, good. I also like the kind of early. Is it show? Oh, was it showcase? Showmasters? The Universal ones that came in the green packaging. The sculpts of them are really good. I think I've got 2 or 3 of them. And I also like the black and white stuff, like the Nosferatu. I think I like the Super 7 Nosferatus and the Ultimate, but they're just so expensive for what they are, really. I think Jada Toys, the sort of stuff they're doing with monsters is quite cool. You know, the collecting.
They're really good because they've got that. They've got playability with it, yeah.
Yeah, and they're quite affordable as well, which I think is really important. And I do like the kind of Spin Master superhero stuff as well, because again, it's that playability, and there is something for every price range. So you can buy like the tiny ones, for like £3, or you can go and buy the massive back cable at 150 quid. And that's how it used to be. That's, you know, anyone can pick up a figure and play with it. So that's mainly the main figures that I have are mainly superhero monsters. I've got rid of a lot of stuff. Like I had loads of Star Trek, I had loads of Star Wars, and got rid of all that. I basically sold all my Star Wars when I got married. I had loads of the stuff, but I kind of fell out. I fell out of love with Star Wars because I was never going to complete it. Because the rate figures come out, I was never going to get to the end of it. It was always going to be something else. But, you know, look at the old Kenner stuff. You can get a full collection of superpower figures. You can get a full collection of Swamp Thing figures.
Exactly.
So are you a completist then in that sense? Do you think you want to have everything?
Yeah. All carded as well. I don't do uncarded stuff. Everything's carded. So I have nothing. I have nothing in my collection that's not carded.
I find a massive sense of irony there. The fact that what draws you to it is its playability and being able to play with it, and yet you won't remove it from its packaging to play with it.
It's like justify.
Well, I used to buy two of everything. So I used to have one that I
play with it in a package,
and one that I didn't. Yeah. And the Godzilla stuff that I got from you and the Mezco ones, they're all out. I've opened all of them, and they're displayed downstairs, and we play with them and stuff. So, I'm a bit of a contradiction when it comes to stuff like the monsters and things, and the old Kenner, from the first Batman movie and stuff like that. All that's boxed. I must have about 16 Batmobiles because I need to make sure each time I get them, I want them in better condition. So I'll go out and buy, same with comics, I'll go out and buy a low grade one until I can afford to buy another one. And then I'll sell that one to help finance the other one. And I'll keep going and keep going and going until I've got the grade that I want. It's the same with action figures, really. Yeah, because I want it. And the thing is with me, I don't buy comics to make money or flip them. I buy comics because I read them. And one of the reasons why I've now bought the DC app and the Marvel app, I was really against kind of digital comics, but because I read them, I'm reading them. But I still have the paper stuff. I still because it's tactile. I like vinyl because of the War of the Worlds vinyl is brilliant because you pull it out and you got the book and stuff. So I like the tactileness of it.
I tried digital.
So that again,
I couldn't get into digital comics. I understood them as a concept, and it was handy when you want to find something and read it immediately. Great, but it wasn't comic to me. Does that make sense?
It's weird. It's weird to get your head around it. But I'm in a position now where I'm reading. I've just started reading the whole of Amazing Spider-Man. There is no way on God's green earth I'm ever going to afford to buy Amazing Spider-Man number 1. And same with Superman. I'm reading Superman. So unless I get them in trade paperbacks or collections, I'm never going to be able to read them. And I don't have the room for them. Now, my Superman collection goes down to about I think Superman's about 30-something. And Action Comics is probably about 170. I think that's where the collection starts. My Batman is down to about 17, 18. My Detective Comics is a lot higher again because I can't. It gets to a point where I cannot. And it's the same with action figures. Like my superpower stuff now, I want a Superman, high grade Superman figure. They're about $1,000 for a figure, even more than that, really, because a lot of them get them graded. So I've got one. I've got a couple. I've got a few out of box. I've got one on a thin card, which is a Canadian import one. I've got one on another card, which is European. It's a weird shaped thing, but I want the US release because that's the one I want. But it's so expensive to get, so it's a case of making do with what I've got. But again, it's all to do with, for me, I read all my comics. My daughter, for instance, she's been reading my Golden Age collection of comics since she was 4. Because it's about reading. It's not about that this comic's worth thousands of pounds. It's about reading. And the conventions I put on, the stuff like that, I made them all free for people to go in. Brought guests from all over the world because I wanted people to read and people to be inspired. And if you're charging people to go in like 30 quid to go in, and then charging for signatures and charging for that and the other. You know, it takes away. Families can't go. You know, people on a low income can't go. So you do it for free. You link in with some of the biggest publishers. You get loads of comics for free. Everybody comes to my convention, walks away with a bag full of comics and signatures for loads of people, because we did this like signature where you went around and did like a hunt, a treasure hunt. So they went to all these tables, getting all these, like, you know, Al Urin, you know, Amy Chu, people that are signing all the books and things, all for free. Because I wanted, you know, out of all those people that went in there, if 2 people leave that con and then go and start reading, that's what I want. I want people to be inspired by art and inspired by reading, because the reading age is getting lower and lower and lower, especially, you know, Oldham, where you know, where the cons took place. It's like the 5th or 6th worst literacy in the country. So, you know, there's lots of research been done about comics and dyslexia, comics and mental health, comics and, you know, not being able to sleep and things. So having the opportunity for somebody to come who can just bob in and they leave with something for nothing, that's a massive win. And if they then go and become a fan of that and they start buying action figures or comics and things, even if it's for a few years, then I think that's what's important. And also, we got match funding with graphic novels. So we ended up having about 5,000 graphic novels that we gave to reading groups, schools, libraries. So we gave all these, and my daughter's school, I think we gave about 200 of them. The day after we gave them, they were all out of the library. They didn't have a single one left. And you know, one of the things we did do as well, we went into school. So I went in with a friend, and we talked about collecting. Then the day after, we brought in an artist or a writer, and they talked to them about how to get in the industry, how to do this and the other, and then they did like a drawing or writing exercise and stuff. And we had to do days and days and days, because there were so many people wanting to do it, and it was completely free. And again, whether we like it or not, money's a boundary to things. And for me, money should not be a boundary to art, should not be, or any of the art. We should be able to access that no matter where you're from or whatever. Yeah. So that's kind of a bit of a social warrior. But my main thing it was always to get people to read. I read books. I've always read, but comics were the reason why I read, not reading novels. It was comics. You know, it was picking them up and getting taken away to these far off places, and then getting the action figures to reenact what I've just read in the comics. Yeah, you know, it was almost like a symbiotic relationship with it. But I can talk, like at work. You know, they know if I'm in a meeting and they want me to get off subject, they mention comics, and that's it. Or they mention action figures. And
fair enough.
The conversation just goes this way. But I'm also.
I think really, everybody tonight has learnt that you certainly can talk.
Well, it's the first time I've been on.
You know? You've got to let the man talk. You brought him on. You've got to let him talk. You know? I
want people to get a feel. Gareth, I want you to feel me. I mean, I want you to get a feel of me. I want you to. No, but it's you know, I just.
You don't have to.
I'm very, very much about. I want people to share my excitement and my enthusiasm for these things, because they mean so much to me, you know. And it's. I don't want it to sound sad, but you know, my 2 closest friends when I was growing up was Superman and Batman. You know, my people when I've been at my lowest, you know, with mental health and stuff, comics have been my escapism. Action figures have been my escapism from that. Also horror. I'm a big fan of horror movies and things and that sort of stuff. But I want people to kind of excellent. I want people to I've got it to have the same passion I have about something, the same passion you guys have about things. And you know, you wouldn't be sat there now on here with all these action figures and stuff behind you. You're collect your stuff and you're passionate about it. Apart from Mark, that when my daughter sees him next, is going to kick him in the balls for taking the piss out of a boglin. But there you go, the boglin that keeps moving the eyes in my house. We think we have a ghost, or maybe a few ghosts. Eyes keep moving.
I would never take this out of anybody's collection, apart from boglins, of course.
Apart from boglins, no. But no, it's.
I just. Yeah.
I think we've got the answer that Dennis is going to give here, but Carl has said that his grandson asked him the other day, if you could be a superhero, who would you be? And he said Superman. Who would you all choose?
I'm Batman.
Superman.
And I think you're going to say Superman, aren't you, Dennis?
Yeah, definitely Superman.
Yeah.
Well, I like to be a flying Batman.
The flying Batman. Well, Batman can fly. He's got a Batwing.
Yeah, but not cat.
Yeah, speed. So you want to be Superman out of Speeding Bullet then?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
What about you, Andy?
I've never given it much thought. I mean, I think Batman is fascinating in the sense that he has no superpowers apart from his brain and his body. Those are his superpowers, basically. It's as simple as that. So if it weren't for that, you know, he wouldn't. He isn't anything special whatsoever, and yet he still triumphs over anything that comes his way. So it's kind of, yeah. I mean, that's truly heroic because he's just a bloke at the end of the day, you know. So yeah, I mean, I don't know that I like the sort of the more modern, darker, super dark Batman necessarily, because he seems to have become pretty bloody violent over time.
Bear in mind, he started out with a gun.
Yeah, and he threw people. He threw someone out of a window in Detective Comics, killed them. And Superman used to go after low-level people as well. If you look at the issue of Action Comics when he's picking the car up, everybody's scared of him. And they're not scared of him because he's superpowered. They're scared of him because he's coming after those low-level criminals. He didn't take on the big wigs.
Yeah.
He was a social warrior.
I mean, I think Batman's an interesting one because essentially his superpower is dead
money
rich parents.
and handsome good looks.
He's a detective.
Yeah, but the money hasn't come from him either. The money's come from his rich
likes
parents
boys
who happen to be dead.
He adopts people.
Yes.
Well, you know, I mean, talking of modern comics, the one thing that does bug me more than anything is the fact, like, they can't just leave one character. It's like the Hulk. What made the Hulk special? There was one Hulk, and he was great. Now there's loads of them. Superman, he's no longer the last son of Krypton. He's the last son next door but 5 to his uncle anti-former flatmate who now joins them as well. Batman, there's about 1 billion of them. No, let's go back. What did you do? Strip them all down and bring them back to where they were, like, pre-crisis. It is just Batman or Robin, maybe even possibly Nightwing, because I quite like Nightwing. You know, that's what they should look at.
I think I'd probably go with Green Lantern.
I was just thinking about Green Lantern
cool.
because
again,
his power is derived purely from his will.
His will, and it's limited by his imagination. And I have quite a vivid imagination.
Yeah, so basically, all yours would just be massive willies, wouldn't they? And hitting people with balls.
That's what beating everyone with. No, you know, I do that just with a laugh.
In brightest day, in darkest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might be aware my power. Green balls alight.
No, it's the fact that Ryan Reynolds played that part, and he played it as Ryan Reynolds like he always does, and he never hit anyone with a giant green dildo.
I think, he would have done, wouldn't he?
He would have done.
You know,
I refer the honourable gentleman to Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, I think, or something similar.
Yeah.
You know, I watched. I recently watched some of the old Kevin Smith stuff, and the only ones that I like now is Mallrats and Dogma. The other ones I think I've just grown out of.
No more reboots at all. New characters, new art. Not the same polished turd. They can't do that. No new IPs at all.
That's why
Rebel Moon's a new IP, but no one likes it.
That's why I like.
I wanted to say it. No more reboots.
It's funny. We have this, but we have this argument's been going out for a long, long time. There's new IPs coming out all the time, but no one latches onto them.
No, look at the DC stuff, the Age of Heroes. You know, how many was it? I think it was 8 characters they released, and they all went in the mainstream books as well. So they all went in like Superman, Batman, and stuff. They lasted less than a year. Some of them. I think one of them lasted a little bit longer, but no one bought into them. Everybody likes what they know. They've all been brought up with that. Like Amy, for instance, she's been brought up with Superman, and Batman and things. And plus, if she said she liked anyone else, she'd get beaten. The Flash is cool. I like the Flash. I could be Catwoman.
Miss DC's New 52. I didn't think anyone would ever say that, Thomas. I missed the first 7 issues of New 52 when it was good. Written well, they are imitations.
Don't have a lot of the New 52, I must admit.
I don't know. Not everything's an imitation, though.
I wouldn't.
When I say there's new IP coming out all the time, I don't necessarily mean characters within DC or within Marvel. I mean that there are new characters being written by goodness knows how many companies. There's new films. There's original films coming out all the time, but people don't go watch them.
And they've always been imitations of each other. Look at Marvel, DC, Image. Look at Invincible. And they're all just the same. Look at the Tick, and American Made and things like that. There's always been that kind of imitation with it, but even within that, occasionally, there you go. I love you get those. Yep, you get those moments where you get like Elseworlds, for instance. Elseworlds was for me was fantastic. What If is really good as well.
I think DC should lean really heavily into Elseworlds.
I think they are going to be doing, aren't they? Well, they're doing a new Gotham by Gaslight this time.
Yeah,
the Krypton Age.
I've been doing.
And it's still popular. I love the Dracula, the vampire ones. He's one of the most, the Kelly Jones stuff. Which I actually love. I love Kelly Jones. I'd have his babies. I love his artwork. I love the fact that Batman looks like he could rip your face off
with his long ears.
Long ears, claws. He looks, not like Adam West. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. I hate Batman 66 with a passion.
What?
With an absolute passion. Because I read up. I started reading Batman when it was Neil Adams and not this camp shit. I think that's the 5th time I've said the word shit. I mean, I'll say shit. I've said shit a few times.
You've said it now. I'm not monetized anymore.
Sorry if I offended anybody with the word shit.
I am.
Said it again. Then.
I look at this in Planetary. It's just brilliant. I think that there's a comment at some point where someone goes, "He's your special bat friend." It's brilliant.
And it's like you're saying then, if you look at like previews every month, there's loads of new characters coming out, but people don't really latch on to it. So I think it's very hard to kind of break the hold that popular heroes have over stuff, no matter whether we slag them off or not. There's a reason why Batman, Superman have never been out of print in 85 years.
Right, before we move on to this, who's your favourite Batman?
Me.
The film, can we clarify?
I think she just means
Michael Keaton.
Kevin Conroy.
I like that one.
That's a good one. Kevin Conroy is my favourite Batman.
Yeah, but he's just the voice, weren't he?
He embodied it.
Yeah, but he did it. He did it
so well.
He did embody that Batman as well.
Arguably, Mask of the Phantasm's the best Batman movie.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good one.
So but it's like your Doctor Who, isn't it? Usually, you say your favorite Doctor Who's the one you're growing up with. So my favorite Batman's going to be Michael Keaton.
I think Salacious might be being a little bit
taking the piss.
Sarcastic here, but question for Dennis. Please take the next 25 minutes to explain in detail what you are interested in and why. Please give us as much detail as possible.
Well.
That's it.
Rewind
I'll leave you alone.
In a galaxy far, far away, there once was a wonderful world called Star Wars before Mickey Mouse bought it and shat on it.
Oh, look, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. George Clooney.
That's because she wants him to rescue her.
And Val Kilmer, wasn't
What was your favourite Luke Skywalker? Okay.
The little boy
No,
doing this.
Right, my favourite Luke Skywalker is the one that's in my head when I used to read the Expanded Universe books.
I like the blonde Kenner figure. That's my favourite one.
Luke.
Your bright yellow hair. I also like him when he has the bit of lightsaber which is still attached at the end as well. That's my favourite one.
I want to change my answer as superhero.
Okay, go on then.
Homelander.
Interesting.
Is he not a villain?
No.
He's got a cape.
How dare you?
Not a villain.
No.
He's got a cape.
He's just misunderstood.
He's misunderstood.
He is definitely.
So was Genghis Khan.
So was Khan.
You see, Mark Hamill's Joker was the best. He also did the best trickster as well.
Mm-hmm. Is it not the only trickster?
Miss Cockknocker as well.
No, but the other Flash, they did one in that as well, and some in the animated.
Would you believe?
Oh, did they? Yeah, animated.
I like that series, the 90s Flash. The 90s Flash was quite good.
He was the trickster in that, though, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Yeah, he was in both, wasn't he? Yeah.
I like the music as well. Danny Elfman does the music for it. I like his velour suit. It looks beautiful. The problem is with it, he'd just get full of bits. It would just stick to him, wouldn't it, being velour? He'd be covered in bits of stuff. Like, he'd be constantly trying to get one of those machines to get all the bits off. Brush me down, please.
Rollers, get the bits off.
Well, get dog hair off. He would if he ran through a field with flowers and stuff, and it would just be full of petals and things. There we go. I'm in disguise. I'm now Swamp Thing.
Fair enough. Well, we're well.
I've got nothing else to say now.
Normally finish. We normally finish at about 11 o'clock, and we're well past that, guys. So I am ready for bed, if I'm honest.
I'll be over to tuck you in a minute.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'll read your story. I'll read you some Kingdom Come. That'll tuck you up and read your story.
I've read Kingdom Come.
Not from my mouth, you haven't. It's beautiful.
Fair enough.
It's like poetry.
Yeah.
We're still getting questions in the chat. Tonight's chat's been brilliant. Favourite bad guy in Batman? It's got to be Joker. Everyone's favourite's got to be Joker.
Bane. No, it's what's he called? The guy that's the scientist. I like Zaz, and I like the guy who figured out who Batman was. Yes, yeah, I like Hugo. Yeah, I also like Ra's al Ghul as well.
That's a film, isn't it? Oh no, it is. No, the Calendar Man is a thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. See you on Sunday. Yeah, definitely. Right, I'm bringing this to an end.
Sunday. Where are you on Sunday?
Bolton Toy Fair.
Church.
Is it Bolton? Is it Bolton on Sunday?
It is, yeah.
Do you reckon there'll be? Is it worth me going?
It's always worth you going. Yeah, come and buy something from me.
Yeah. I buy too much. You already owe me money as well. Don't think I've forgotten.
I've forgotten, so I don't owe you anymore.
You do. You owe me £900.
No, I do not.
Okay,
No,
you owe me a tenner. You owe me 10 quid.
He owns
Right.
everyone.
I thought I may be at Bolton on Sunday. I may have a trip down because I've not been to a fair for a while, and I couldn't make it to NEC this weekend.
Good dog, go to Bolton.
So
Wait till next week. Go to Doncaster.
I might go to both. I might go to Doncaster's one I do want to go to. It's only like what? It's only about an hour from me. So Doncaster's one that I do really go to. Yeah.
Doncaster's always good.
It always seems to have a good vibe, Doncaster one.
We'll go down on Saturday.
So.
Thanks. Look, everyone's saying goodbye. We all need to go.
All right. thank you so much for letting me join
No
and joining,
problem.
guys. And it's been an absolute pleasure.
We will have you back on again as well at some point.
Save me saying
Cheers.
anything.
Live long and prosper. And
Yes.
I'll be around in a minute to tuck you in. Speak to you later, guys. Bye-bye.
See you all later. Take care.
Bye.
I'm going to go with that one.